Hello, hello. Hey, Dark. Happy first. So it is approaching the end of December, and I realize what my stream schedule is. Let me update this actually. So I will not be streaming Thursday or Friday of this week. So let me skip, and skip. But I think those are the only 2 days I shouldn't be streaming. And yeah. So the 24th should be a normal day. And wait, what? I shouldn't have closed that. And then what do we have? We have 1, 2, 3 more stream days in December. So this has been a very busy December in terms of work stuff, but I think it's been moving smoothly. There's been a lot of just different things I've been tackling. And yeah, I'd like to get this end cutscene done today. If it bled a little bit into tomorrow, I think it'd be okay, but I really don't want it to take another like 12 hours. So yeah, let's go start with the tenets and then move on to resuming the work that we had done. So copy paste this. And I like to pull this up alongside my journal and just see what did we do last week. Handled feedback from this weekend's playtesters, achievements, translation, cutscene. Okay, hey Shabalton. I want to look at the new issue. New issue. Game crashes if Steam is not installed. Huh, interesting. Yeah, very interesting. Okay, this is good to know. Yeah, I think this is high priority. And thank you for finding this. I think we should fix this before we push the next version of this. Technically, it's already a problem, but downloads have been so low that, in fact, let me take a look. Also, it's not just downloads have been low. I wonder how many people download the game at all, and then how many people download it who just don't have Steam at all on their machine. So since I published the new version, which was what day? Oh, I don't know the day because this is when I posted it, but when did I update it? I guess I would know on Discord. Yeah, so here, December 18th. So since December 18th, we've had 11 downloads. 11 downloads, yeah. So maybe 2 people might have been affected by this. Yeah, we should probably prioritize this for this week. I don't left any comments or anything. All right. Hey, Alex. Okay, definitely worth doing this. So let's write this down. Need to fix this issue. And then I wonder how I will test this. I could get rid of Steam for my machine, but I guess we could just make something throw an exception. Yeah, I'll probably do that. Anyway, okay, so back to this. And like I said, thank you, Dark. Sustainability. So this last week went totally fine. Hey, Mahikma. How's it going? I was also coincidentally doing time tracking. Oh, I gotta write something down for this. All of tomorrow. Oh, man. Yeah, actually. Lots of personal stuff to do. I have a meeting due by the 31st. That's the most important stuff. But I haven't fully analyzed that yet. And bricklaying. Yeah, still going great. Not much to comment on there. You have tools to run VMs, right? I don't think I easily could, but I think I should be able to figure out how to work with this. Like we have the add-on code. What am I thinking? It should be super easy because we build it every time we run. So I can just write note to self to emulate not having Steam installed. We can just modify the add-on code to change the condition so that it's always true. Yeah, there we go. That should be fine. Okay, so what did I write? Before moving forward, checking what I've done. Yeah. Let's go do that. I made a lot of changes here. I don't think I'm going to detail each individual thing. It's almost entirely in service of the ending cutscene. And it should mostly be contained to outro related files. So as long as we see that everything's in an outro file, I think we're pretty much fine. Yeah, like this is the entire outro scene. And that's the bulk of it. Then we have a skeleton. We probably have an adventure somewhere if I haven't already looked through that. Then the actual code. We don't use sounds yet, but we will. We define fade in delays, but I don't think we need that here. Hey, Kevin. So let's close some of this. Clean up. I guess run .NET format. Hey, Goose. Cool. Yeah, so is any of this used? Would I even know? We will if we click this. Yep. All right, so none of these are used. The rest of the stuff should be. Yes, the sound scene isn't yet. I'm going to need that. I guess let's delete it for now. Which means we get rid of that too. Okay, that's that one. Now for this. Yeah, no need for audio yet. We will definitely have audio. There's no way to have the outro without audio, I think. Yeah, these are fine. This isn't needed. Anything else that stands out here? Nothing yet. I think I'm translating everything. Start slow motion isn't needed. Any other strings? If I haven't, do I have this written here? Make sure we have the right translate calls. Just search for all strings in, yeah, in the scene and CS files. Okay, like this is not correct. This would need to be a TR call. In fact, let's just search through them now. It shouldn't take that long. Yeah, we only have 46 total. This one's done. This one's done. This is done. And that's it. Yeah. Take care, Kevin. Thank you for dropping by. All right, the portrait. I actually got the new portrait from Quickie Joe, so I just need to incorporate that. I'm not going to do that just yet. This shouldn't be checked in, and this presumably shouldn't be checked in. Yeah. And at some point, we got to code the actual, like, pausing the game. Yeah, I'll do that later. Okay, so start the outro cutscene. I think there's still some to-do items in here, too. Huh. It's kind of silly. Okay, this still isn't finished yet, but I didn't want to keep working without committing. All right, let's go publish that branch. Good. Hey, Clips. Hard worker here. Everyone's always bouncing between YouTube and Twitch. It's hard to keep track. I'll copy this in case I don't already have it, because I don't tend to remember people's names across platforms. This is more for the hard worker bit than the other thing. But yeah, hi. Howdy, howdy, howdy. All right, so picking up where we left off. Get through the rest of the storyboard. Where is the end cutscene issue? No, not that. This one. Yeah, I think I wrote it all over here. Add adventure dialogue. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what we have. He'll never recognize me on another platform. It's Raimi. But Raimi who? Raimi RM command. So I want to change how this starts out, I think. Yeah, the poison ends at the wrong time. The character shifts. We need sound effects and stuff. I kind of want this to zoom in a little bit. Yeah, I want this to zoom in a little bit. Okay, so like minor issues. The cutscene starts a little too soon. I think we need the text above the adventurer to appear after the fade in, not before. Then the poison numbers stop too soon. The adventurer drinks the potion, like moves to the side to drink the potion. What else? We should probably zoom in for the anxiety part and then zoom out afterward, just to make it clear. Well, clearer. Yeah. I got recommended your stream. Nice. 60 words per minute achieved on Colmac. Also good. Yeah. Yeah, I hope you found a layout that's worked pretty well for you. I ended up looking up the Ben Valak thing you talked about. Although I think I'd already seen that video a while ago. Yeah. All right, so let's go back to this. Hey, So Very Sour. Saw you followed me on Itch. Tanks. What am I doing? I'm clicking this. Yeah. I want to go back in the VOD to when I watched the cutscene so that I don't need to play it again through the game. So I don't feel so good. Makes it over here. Poison number stop a little bit too soon. I've got just the thing. This part's fine. We go over, pick up the antidote, throw it over this character. I think that's good. This is all okay. Little bits of timing need to change. Some effects need to change. Cool back to adventuring. So now I think it should slow down and like zoom in a bit. And then we don't, yeah, we have the that's it bit. This character needs to stop walking at some point. Hey, Krasner. Happy Monday and happier holidays to you, Sir Adam. Thank you, Krasner. Happy holidays to you too. And hey, Grace. I think you two should combine into GTS Krasner. They had this itch. Well, that's one of Raimi's better ones. All right, so they get over to here. I want to see what's the timing of this. So we do all the zoom in stuff. Well, we will zoom in eventually. Oh, and then I just stopped it. Oh, that's too bad. All right, I need to watch this again then. Whoa, whoa. Mr. Insults over there. All right, so what I want to see is when do they stop walking? Back to adventuring. Okay, good, good, good. Yeah, so we say that's it. I think the timing of this is a little bit tough. So where's the dialogue? There. This should probably show a little bit after. And then there's the adventure position. They come to a halt here. We could also just make them move a little bit slower. But I think that's the right speed for them to walk away. But then they need to come to a stop. So at some point we need a like stand facing left. I don't think we have that. Facing left. Skeleton. No, we don't have it. Okay, so then we just need adventure. Cool. And then after you say that's it, they should probably turn around. So I guess we already have stand facing right. Yeah. So we can put this right here at exactly 19. Insert key. Stand facing left. I want that at 19. And then I want them to turn around and face you probably pretty shortly thereafter. All right, can I do that whole speed through this thing again? Where do we do that? Animation player, speed scale, insert key. I want to set this like 10. And then what is this one set to? This is set to 1. I guess we add another like 10 here. Okay, that should make this zip right along. So we'll skip through 16 seconds in 1.6 seconds, I think. And now we can watch just this part, which I'd like to skip through this too eventually. So now they should stop walking. Yeah, and then this fades away, and then they have their dialogue that says whatever they're supposed to say. Oh, sorry, yeah. Hey, Hideo. Hideo, thanks for the feedback you've been giving me. I need to prioritize this, and I want to hopefully be able to tackle it tomorrow. But there is a lot of stuff going on in real life that I also have to make sure that I'm doing. But yeah, I do still plan on working this week, even on the days I'm not streaming, hopefully. I want to get as much stuff done as I can. All right, so that's it. Shows that we need to hide this dialogue. Hide. We don't have a hide dialogue. What? Oh, it's called fade out dialogue. This fades out. We should fade out both dialogues. Do we have both? Wait, we don't have. Oh, I reused the current one? Okay. Making good progress. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I haven't looked at Weblate itself in a little while. So yeah, 78% is definitely good progress. And I'm assuming some of those haven't been marked as like fully translated because of the questions that you had. Because I mean, you need to change them anyway. Although if they have been marked, then I guess the percentage is going to go down. But yeah, I will take a look at that. I also think I might have someone for Brazilian Portuguese. And I need to look into that too. And that just leaves Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. Nothing I asked is even touched. Oh, great. Yeah. So then it's kind of the correct percentage right now. All right. So we want to hide this dialogue after some amount of time. So it starts at 16.4 seconds. Wait, what's going on? Why does it say 18.5, but this says 16.4? Oh, this is also 18.5. Okay, yeah. So it starts at 18.5, and then we need it to go until maybe like here. Like here-ish. And then we're going to fade out skeleton dialogue. And then the adventurer needs to say something. So show adventurer dialogue. We're going to do show adventurer dialogue 2. And this is going to be something like this. So text is going to say, oh, sorry, yeah. And that is adventurer dialogue data. This says main worker. It should be end cutscene adventurer. We change this on the adventurer dialogue. It's good for stuff that's complex. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, it's just a timeline like you'd expect for practically anything else. So it's got some keyframes. You could have it interpolate between them. You can control how it interpolates. You can call functions. You can change positions of things. So yeah, it's pretty good for this sort of task. Now, that said, I'm not doing things in like the greatest way here. I'm mixing code and the animation player. And ideally, I would just use one or the other, probably just the animation player. The nice thing about the animation player is, of course, you have a UI for this. So like you should be able to just skip through any of this and see exactly what's going on. But some of the stuff I can only do through code. So like we don't have any way of popping up a dialogue in here. We could make a custom thing. It's just, yeah. We only have 2 cutscenes in the game, which is why I didn't spend a lot of effort on making this easier to do. All right, so this fades out, and then I think we start fading in the new one like right about here. So we say show adventurer dialogue 2. So that's going to show. It's going to say, oh, sorry, yeah. And then I want them to toss a coin in your direction. So let's try this out. You're using code due to limitations in their editor, or just easier, more convenient? Hang on, I'll answer that in just a sec. I want to pay attention to the timing of this. I got to skip through this. So now the dialogue's going to pop up. That's it. We have enough time to read the 2 words that are there. Fades away. Oh, sorry, yeah. And then after like a second and a half or 2 seconds of this, they're going to flip a coin your way. But I think that coin flip animation is with them facing downward, which might be a problem. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, responding to Hideo's message here. So, oh, That's not Hideo's message. So it's mostly convenience. So for example, we have a bunch of dialogue functions in code that we just happen to write through code. And what they tend to do is they tend to like set the contents, set the layout if needed, and then fade in or out. All of this stuff could be done through the editor, but the problem is we did it in code. So now if we want the animation player in Godot to call that code, it can do that. It can call like a show dialogue, and we could even put in text here saying like, hi there. But we won't see it directly there in the editor because it doesn't actually run the code when you drag this little timeline thing here. So like these functions are all ignored while you're in the editor, but then when you're in the game, they work. So if these were instead just fade in the thing by changing the opacity, which we do in a bunch of places, like we did that here for all the thoughts that show up on screen. So like if I look over this right now, these, yeah, there they are. These show up just fine. So we could have done it that way. But yeah, mixing the two is not something that's nice. And yeah, it doesn't matter that much for this. But if I had another like 10 cutscenes, I think this would be really frustrating because you can't at any point tell like what's exactly going on here. Okay, so let's go look at the coin flip animation. I think we have a tiny problem. Yeah, so they're facing downward. I mean, really, the coin flip animation is just them lifting up their hand. Their face doesn't change. Well, they also, I guess, pull the coin out of their pocket. Their hand goes into their pocket, which is really just them losing their hand. Then a little coin comes out, and then they raise their hand up a little bit and then lower it. So right now they're facing you. So we have a couple options here. So problem is the coin flip animation has the adventurer facing down, but in the scene, the adventurer should be facing right. So option 1 would be change the art so that they're facing right. Option 2 would be change the scene so that the adventurer can face down. Option 3 would be just have the adventurer face down anyway, even though they're flipping a coin to the right. And what else do we have here? I think that's pretty much it, right? So yeah, they could, if you imagine this over the top of this, we could just start this graphic. They're facing downward and they flip the coin over to you. I think it would look a little bit strange. I think I am a fan of option 1, which I think I could probably do myself. Hey, Bokanon. I think I'd prefer this. Like the potion drinking takes place facing downward. That one's fine because you don't need to face another character to drink a potion, but you would if you're going to toss them a coin. But like I said, I think I could do this because the hand is pretty much just a circle and it just disappears a little bit, disappears completely, shows a little bit of gold, comes back completely, and then goes upward a bit. Oh, I guess the only thing that might be hard is I don't know what pixels would be behind this. Although maybe we do. I don't know. Maybe for now, let's just have them face downward. Yeah, let's just have them face downward. But maybe I want to change that. Let's see how it looks. See how we feel about the adventurer flipping the coin facing downward. We may want a new graphic for this. It may even be something I can do. Yeah, I want to test it first because it might just look totally fine. And maybe I'm overthinking this. So let's go to the adventurer and find their sprite and add in a coin flip animation. Coin flip. So now we need to go find the graphic for that. I did not put that in here yet. Game, assets, outro. Do we have outro? We don't. We just have intro. Okay, well, how many graphics are only used for the outro? Coin flip, probably the bottle, no cork. End adventure drinking. Where'd I put that? Oh, I put it in characters. I don't like that. I'll put that in cleanup. Move end adventure. What's it called? End adventurer dash drinking to an outro folder and move. What's the other one? There's something in there that shouldn't be in there. I saw it in Godot. Pre-death main character. Move pre-death main character to the intro folder. Old yay. Okay, well then for now we'll just make the new folder and I won't move everything just yet. Well, we'll start this. So this is the drinking one. This goes here. And then we need coin flip. This has HRZ. Oh, horizontal. That's fine. Okay, so coin flip. Go pull in all those sprites. Oops, that's a drinking one. Whoops. I just pulled the wrong one in. There we go. All right, so now we have the coin flip one. We're on Godot 441. I should be, yeah, 441. I think I forgot to tell everyone that I am, because I have a note listed somewhere about, tell the team about that. And I don't think I did. This is 16 by 20, so we're just going to take all these graphics. We might not want the first one. But yeah, the rest we definitely want. Now let's take a look at what that looks like in game. So if we just hit the play button here. Oh, they don't just move their hands. Their head also moves a little bit. Yeah, and I think the cape moves a little bit too. Yeah. Well, we went from 440 to 441. And technically, according to our instructions, nothing has to change because we were inadvertently on 441 in a particular file. But I never was. Oh, really? Darkstorm. Okay. Wow. Then, yeah, I'm going to give you a point for having to deal with my lack of care. I apologize for that. Where did I write this down to talk about this? Oh, maybe it was in the achievements thing. Let me take a look at that. Yeah, need to tell the game team that I've updated 441 finally. Whoops. Okay, well, let's write that down for tomorrow. This caused a critical issue with the achievements add-on. Oh, man. I really, yeah. This is one of the issues I feel like I have, which is my attention is kind of split in like 14 different ways, even within this project. Like we have a lot of sub projects that are kind of just dangling. There's localization, there's a tiny bit of achievement stuff to finish. There's a graphical thing, and then there's like maybe 2 more achievements we need to do. So not a lot of this was remaining. And then same thing like controller support, there are some bugs and some things we want to work on there. And I just, yeah. I'm trying to get so much done in December. I think we also probably next week want to set a launch date. I think we can pick one and that we'll have 2 full months to do any remaining work. Should be long enough. And if it's not long enough, then I don't know. The game's already in pretty good shape, actually. So like, okay, here's a worst case scenario we can envision. Worst case scenario is something like we just don't launch with every language. So I still don't have CJK translators. We could just not launch with those. I don't know how big of a deal that is. Maybe that's hampering me somehow, but yeah, we'll have to see. So this is the coin flip animation. And we don't have any like play animation. Do we have that? Yeah, we do. Well, no, we have it for animation player. We don't have it for anything else. Intro character. Play animation. Oh, this is not called play. Oh, there it is. And in fact, we don't even need this there. We could just do it in this. All right, then that's what we shall do. So they stand facing left right now. They don't look like they're facing left. And then we make them face right to face the adventurer. If we made them face downward, do we even have a function for that? Down? Yeah. Yeah, we made them face downward, then this wouldn't look unusual when they go into their coin flip animation. So right here, they're going to face down. They're going to say, oh, sorry, yeah. No, maybe we should make them face right. Why won't this work? There we go. They say, oh, sorry, yeah. Then I want them to face down again. Facing down. And then I want them to enter the coin flip animation. Which one are you? Here, Outro Adventure. Yeah. Maybe like right here. Why is this a function? Because we need to call play? Yeah. No, I messed up the timing then. All right, so we want to like 22.5. Play. Coin flip. Hey, so it's going pretty well. Is the coin flip for the tip? The coin flip is actually technically for the entirety of the purchase. Like, what's happening here is this person is dying, they get their antidote, and then they start to walk away, and you're like, whoa, 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 hold on. And they're like, oh yeah. And then they toss you the money that in their mind they forgot to pay entirely. So they also give you a tip. So the reason for that is I thought it's like extra haughty if they just thought this was free, which like justifies your anger. And then they say keep the change, which is again like I'm not going to acknowledge that I was wrong here. So yeah, I think this all kind of adds up. So yeah, now a coin flip, we have a graphic for the actual coin. That I guess I can just make a new animated sprite 2D. So this will be the coin. We need to put this down here somewhere. Good. We'll call this coin. It's gonna have new sprite frames, new sprite. Here we go. And then we got to figure out size should just be set to whatever the maximum is. That doesn't fit though. Is that good? Yeah, that's good. Wait a second. We don't need this final frame, right? No, we do. No, wait. No, we don't. No, it's going to loop to the beginning again. Yeah, so if I just... Where is this in the scene? If I just put this like here, I want to put over the green so we can see it, and I just hit play. Yeah. And that looks good. Although I actually think it should go in the opposite direction. Like we move this here and then this. Is that... I don't know how I feel about this. I don't think I care. Yeah, so you flip a coin. It should probably be a little faster than this. That's pretty good. Okay, so it's going to go over to you, cha-ching, and do something like that. So we got to position this correctly. We got to make it follow an arc. And we need to do some sounds and stuff. So as far as the positioning goes, we should be able to just figure out where this character is exactly. Yeah, if they're right there, then we put the coin here. Yeah. And then in the animation play, so this would be hidden by default. So we could, we'll figure that out in a bit. But let's go add a position tween for the coin. All right, so the character plays their coin flip animation. We'll figure out the timing of this in just a little bit. But now we insert a key there. Quadratic easing, I assume. I'm going to do whatever I did for when you throw the potion. So this thing, these. I set this to cubic. And apparently that's all I had to do. Yeah. I mean, let's try it. As long as it looks good. Okay, so we get the starting position. Then, what is this? This is nothing. Starting position. Then we insert the ending position. The ending position is just somewhere on U. So, whoops, not that. So I want to just slide this. How do you do this? Like so. Yeah. So it should land on U, maybe like in the center of U. That's fine. And then that means it's somewhere in the middle. We insert a thing, set this to cubic, and raise this up a little bit. Problem is that's not exactly in the middle what I just chose. So that's not good. Let's try that again. So when it's, is that like roughly the middle? Yeah, that's like roughly the middle. Let's do that. So it's a 24 point something. This should also be 24 points on the yes. I think it should be slightly ahead. Whoop, that's not slightly ahead. All right, well, whatever. I don't know. Great. Now we make it go up in the air. Like thereabouts is probably fine. I want it to go above the dialogue. Or, can't have it go above the dialogue if the, well, it depends on where the dialogue is in the scene. I don't know where the dialogue is in the scene. Add child. Yeah, it's in the canvas layer, so then it can't go above this. So there's, oh, sorry, yeah, if we were to show the coin going here, we wouldn't be able to see it. So we can go up to the fence, like the bottom couple pixels there. That would work. So we would just lower this a bit. I can't exactly see where the fence ends. But like there. Yeah, so it's more of a horizontal throw than a vertical throw, like lobbing it. And then we change this back to cubic. Okay, so now let's hit play on that. Oop. Yeah, nice. Except for that there's some like, it's going backward. How did that happen? Huh, I guess just delete this one. And then duplicate that one and move it over to here. Is that better? No, it's still going backwards. What is doing that? Huh. Maybe I changed something else on this other one? No, this is just set to 1. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why that's happening. Maybe we just delete one of these? How's that look now? Now the timing's probably wrong. Yeah, also it's going behind them? Oh, because of Y ordering or Y sorting? Uh-oh. Well, I guess we can just set the ordering of this to be 1 higher and then that won't happen. Yeah, that's pretty good. The timing's going to be wrong though. Yeah, timing is wrong. So we just need to put this all in a line. So let's just figure out whatever the distance from this one to this one would be. This is 24.0396. And the other number is 24.7987. So now we need to do this minus this, and just type in that number. Wait, that number somehow already was there? It's pretty good. Yeah. All right, so now does it line up with what we see? And yeah, I don't know. So let's go add in another one of these things. The coin needs to be made visible as of right about there. And up until then should not be. So the reset of the coin's visibility should be set to off. All right, let's go try this. I also wanted to skip through all the anxiety thoughts scene. How do we do that? Speed scale. Yeah, so it's this that I would change. One of these. I think this would be bad. Yeah, I think this would be bad. Let's just skip through the beginning. All right, so it's going to go to turbo speed. Then it's going to slow down now. Now it's going to get done with this. Skeleton's going to ask, is that it? Character stops moving, faces you, then faces down. Okay, that looks a little bit goofy. And yeah, then they're stuck in the animation, which I gotta fix that too. But that one's easy to do. The first bit about it looking goofy is not easy to do. Hey, Flair. So it's not moving fast enough, I think. It's hard for me to tell exactly what's wrong. Also, the coin's not animated. I don't know how I messed that up. Coin autoplay. There. All right, so that'll animate the coin. That probably won't look much better. Because I think it's the path that the coin takes that looks weird. Like, I generally like the direction this is going in. It's just a lot of tiny things we got to fix up. I think we need to speed up the coin animation. And then when it hits the skeleton, it should fade out and play a tip thing and whatever else. So let's do the fade out part. Property, coin, modulate. All right, so it hits the skeleton like right about there. And we'll have it fade out, I mean, pretty quickly. So how's that look now? Oh, that looks pretty good. Try that again. Yeah, that looks pretty good. But the path it takes does not look pretty good. Can we do like ease in out on this? Does that even look better? No, because now it's going to ease in and out for the Y coordinate as well. I wonder why this didn't look weird with the potion. Maybe just because it was taking a shorter path. Coin's Y velocity should reduce and increase. Yeah, yeah. It's just, I don't know the easiest way to do this. I don't want to control this through code. But I'm not even sure how we, I guess we had to make a custom tween for that. Which we could. Yeah, let's worry about the coin path in just a bit. There's one other problem that had happened, right? Oh yeah, that's right. That the animation should probably be like way faster for coin flip. Let's take a look at this again. Yeah. So putting the hand in the pocket and then taking the coin out, that's all fine. So like this frame all the way up to maybe here. But then from here on out, I feel like this should be at like triple speed. So maybe 0.333. I wonder if you can select them all and do that. Nice, that's pretty good. Okay, let's try that now. That's not good. Yeah, let's do this. Let's just speed this up to maybe 15 FPS. so the whole thing plays out faster. Yeah, let's try that. Linear X and quadratic and Y. Yeah, I just don't know the best way to do that. Like maybe the animation player is not really suitable for that because you're just changing position. Edit them separately. Maybe you're right. Yeah, maybe I can do that. Maybe I'm just being a doofus. I'll try that out. Okay, so now he uses the faster coin flip animation. All right, that's too fast now. Hey, Soli. Yeah, I could have 2 position tracks. I'll try that out. All right, I have messed this up. Yeah, this is way too fast. We want this to be, I guess, at 5 frames per second, and then have it speed up somewhere. What does this do? Play selected animation from start. Play selected from current position. It's like I just want the follow through to be faster, but not so fast. But you are flipping a coin, so it's like your follow through would match the coin's speed. Maybe we set this to 0.5. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. 0.5. And those as well as 0.5. Is he crying? Those are poison particles. He's poisoned. I hang around that. All right, so now the coin itself, all of this stuff would move slightly to the left. Does not want me selecting any of this for some reason. There we go. Okay, so move it very slightly to the left because we sped up some frames. So the 2 position tracks, let's go try that out. So this would not be the Y coordinate at all. We just delete that. And we set this back to nearest or whatever the default is, linear. Yeah, linear. Okay, so if I just hit play, it's just going to slide right across. Great. We get Boxing Day off from work this year. Nice. So do you have 3 days off for like Christmas week? Property, coin, position. Yeah, so now we have 2 positions. So I want to snapshot this one. I hope this works. And then I want to snapshot this one. And then somewhere exactly in the middle, which we could figure out, but for now, let's just eyeball it. Somewhere in the middle, we put another key, and we just change the Y coordinate on this. Where'd it go? I don't know where it went. Yeehaw. What is happening there? What is happening there? I don't understand that at all. Why? Oh, because this has an X coordinate set as well? Oh. I don't think you can do this. Yeah, because they're both going to try to change both the X and the Y. Oh, nice. Yeah, sounds good. So Godot animation player tween just one part of position. You have separate animation tracks for X and Y. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying instead of adding position here, add position.x or something. Position : X. Oh, okay. Let me write this down in Godot somewhere here. I don't even know where I wrote about animation player. Not there. You can tween the X and Y coordinates of something separately to get nice arcs on throwing something. If you search for position, you can expand the entry. Okay, so I'm gonna mess this up before it gets better. let's add in. So I type coin position. click the arrow. Yeah, let's put it like this. To choose just X or Y. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then can I trim this just a little bit? No, you can't. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good tip. Let me give some points. Okay, so like I said, this is going to get worse before it gets better, but we want position X and position Y. And then we want these things to be down here. I wonder if I just drag this down. You can't do that. Yeah, I guess I knew about the colon and then the field name in code. I never thought about it in the animation player. In fact, can we see this in the animation player? Yeah. This will show as position colon X and position colon Y in the animation player. Which I think we even have a reference to this somewhere, like alpha or something. Yeah, which is what you would see in code when modifying something like modulate A. Oh yeah, it's colon A. It's not anything else. Oh, I don't see that in here. I could have sworn I wrote a note about this somewhere. I have so many Godot notes at this point that who knows where it is. Yeah, no, there it is. Yeah, how to tween a nested property. Change a node's alpha opacity, I should say. You're a real viewbot now. You graduated. Okay, so I want to copy this X coordinate and this time. I don't know the easiest way to do this, so let's just copy paste everything. So we'll start by inserting keys in all of these. Good. And then a key in the middle for the Y coordinate somewhere. And then we take the right times. Wow, I have no idea what I just did. Oh boy. That was supposed to be very different from whatever just happened there. There we go. There we go. Now we copy this one. Good. Then we delete this entire thing, and then change this one to cubic and just raise the middle of it. This, I do want to find out the exact time. This minus this divided by 2 plus or minus this, I guess. 24.00495. All right, so that's now perfectly in the middle. And now we are not tweening this correctly anymore. That's fine, though. This is pretty easy to eyeball. Uh-oh. Oh, the coin disappeared at that point. Man, all right, turn this off. It's gone. It's gone already. We gotta do that and then turn it off and then go over here and then change the coordinate. This is doing nothing now. That's not good. Yeah, why don't I see this moving anything? Strange. What if I change the Y coordinate? What if I change any of this stuff? It's not doing anything. And Y for position X, can I change 2 coordinates? Did I mess something up? Colon position colon X? Oh, that's how they all look. Wonder if it works in game. I wonder too, but if I can't control it here, it's going to be pretty hard to line everything up. All right, let's see if there's a bug on this. Animation player Position X. Can't add component for existing vector animation track. I mean, this could be for anything here. Treated as vector 2. Here it is. Closed as duplicate of this. Closed. Subproperty handling is not correct. What happened as a result of this? Confirm this is an issue. Still have a problem on 441 stable. That's what I'm on. Hi, is there any workaround? Oh no, it was only fixed in 4.5? No. No. Was it marked as fixed? 22 remaining items. We got to look through here. Just spent way too long tracking down this issue, adding some keywords. Marked as completed on June 9th. Yeah. So this must have made it into a new version. Does it say somewhere? 4.5. Yeah. Oh, man. Switch to 4.5. Do the animation. Switch back to 4.41. Capture it as an MP4. Play it in the game. All right. Well, it's nice that this was fixed. As of Godot 4.5. And let me just link to that issue. All right, so we gotta come up with a different way of doing this. So let's how's this gonna work? I gotta call tween method from within the code. This is gonna be annoying. It's gonna be super annoying. Is there any other thing I could do? There is another thing I could potentially do. I could have two separate objects, one that just moves horizontally and one that moves vertically, and then composite the two of them into this coin. I didn't move because it broke some stuff, and I'm curious if you ran into similar issues. I just didn't bother upgrading, yeah. Yeah, we could composite two things into the coin. All right, I don't like this idea, but I think it's the easiest way to do what I want to do. So let's delete this and this. And now we're going to make like shadow coins here. Coin X only. And then coin Y only. All right, this is obnoxious. Coin X only. Position. And then coin Y only. Position. I lost the points that this was all supposed to be at, right? So this is one of them. And do we have it? No. All right, so that's the starting point. That's the ending point. And that is the beginning point. So start, middle, end. Those are the times I wanted. So we need those times down here. Insert, 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 insert. Start. End. Middle. Good. I think it just doesn't preview correctly in the editor. Yeah, maybe. I'll do it this way, at least for now. All right, so the X coordinate of this thing needs to go all the way over to here. Onto Skelly Man's. That looks pretty good. And the Y coordinate just needs to change in the middle to be roughly where the fence is. So we move this here. There. And now we composite them. So now we play everything. It's going to look like it's throwing coins in both directions. Yeah. All right, well, what are you going to do? This doesn't even need to be a sprite. It just needs to be a node. So I guess let's turn both of these off. And then let's go and control this over here. So private node 2D coin. And then coin X only and coin Y only. And then just write a thing here saying it's not auto-completing for me. Derived property of the transform, which is why this is breaking. Editing field of a derived property. Yeah. I mean, regardless of why it's breaking, I think this will probably be the best fix for now because it'll be clear in the editor as I'm doing this stuff. So this and that are only exist because this issue isn't fixed until Godot 4.5. So I have an upgrading or updating Godot thing here. Once this issue, or like this issue should be fixed, which means we can animate the outro coin flip directly in the animation player rather than using coin X only. Hey, Riven, I have a quick question. I asked AI, but didn't help. I downloaded .NET SDK, and when I do a .NET version, it keeps telling me I don't have it. Can you help? So there are a couple potential reasons this could happen. One is you like installed and then didn't relaunch your like command prompt or terminal. And the second thing is that it's the wrong installation. And this could mean one of two things. Either you didn't get the right thing, or the SDK doesn't contain whatever it takes to do .NET version. But anyway, this one is if you're on Windows and you are using a command prompt, the very first thing is just try opening a new command prompt. The way that Windows works is it's got a set of environment variables, and the environment is that of the parent process. So basically, you would have opened like a CMD or something with the old environment, and then you install something, and now it still has the old environment. So you try to tell it, oh, hey, launch .NET, and it's like, oh, I don't know where that is. But if it's in, anyway, yeah, just try that first because that's the quickest possible thing. You just reopen command prompt and see if it works. If that's not the case, then yeah, like I said, it's probably you got the wrong installation or it didn't complete correctly. The installation failed, maybe. Could be anything. I need a prompt to get a response. Good old hacking tutorial. All right, so now here's the annoying thing that we do. We say if coin.visible, then coin.position equals new coin X only and coin Y only. Perfect. Okay, now we got to just fetch these things. Coin equals get node 2D coin. Get that and that. Okay, so now our coin flip should be working without us controlling it with the animation player, which is just very weird. But what are you going to do? So let's go try it. I think we have just enough time to test this. Then I should probably take a break. But yeah, this is going pretty well. We're making progress. All right, so turbo speed up until here, slows down, all the text. We just want to see if the coin flip looks a little bit more believable now. The timing might be slightly wrong, but yeah, hopefully it's positioned correctly. I don't know. Let's come back to that in a little bit. Hey, ABC. Yeah, I'll take my break now, and then we'll take a look at that again afterward. Is it jump time? It's jump time. again. Hey, William. Close the game. Okay, so as I mentioned, I think the coin flip is a little bit weird. Let's go take a look at that. I could have looked at the YouTube video, but I want to just see it here. Then we'll look at the YouTube video after this. This isn't good enough. The rest of the timing, I think, is pretty good. Yeah, so a couple of problems with that. The animation of the coin flip. So I think this starts too soon. Yeah, it's showing how many frames too soon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, maybe like 20, but I think he's got some gold in his hand right before that. Yeah. So maybe it's not actually 20. Maybe it's more like... Maybe it's only a few. So it should be a few frames after. Hey, Torque. Welcome in. Thanks for the raid. How'd the stream go? We are currently trying to animate a cutscene here. And there's a lot of things to do with this. Oh, also, we only animate the position after a frame or something, right? Yeah, so there's 3 frames of it not doing anything. Oh, I don't like that. So this needs to be moved like just to the right a little bit. I don't even know how you do this. We got to just add a number here. Or we just make it exactly the same as this, I suppose. Or we fade it in. Implemented block placement, block removal. Did great progress today. Did your achievement implementation go well? Yeah, the achievements are good. We still need to add a couple more in, but they're generally working well. Are you doing transparency at all? Because I remember Minecraft has glass blocks and you can see through them, and this causes like a whole bunch of potential issues. I don't know if you have transparent blocks at all. I guess water could potentially be like semi-transparent. But yeah, that sounds like it's probably tough to do. Alright, so we're going to move this a few frames to the side, I guess. So I'm going to just do that. And I don't know, hope that that's good. But then that was just the start of the animation. The rest of the animation... this is not a believable throw. The arc looks pretty good, though. I like that. That's very believable. But the speed is wrong or something is wrong. Attack that hurdle when you get to it. I like the turn of phrase. You murder that hurdle. Become the hurdle murderer. And then it's like absorbing into the skeleton for some reason. I'm not sure. Well, I say absorbing. What I mean is this position should purely be linear. But why does it look like... All right, there's no way to do this unless I do these things. Oh, because of how it fades out? No, that's... I think it's just taking too long to travel there. When does this start? It starts at 23.3. So it's taking like 1.4 seconds. Maybe we just want to condense this. I crushed them hurdles. I hope it goes well. I think it's cool to make something so like visual at first and then build on top of that. Is there a plan for, I think you told me this a while ago, but is there a plan for the actual like gameplay out of this? So I get the placing and removing blocks bit, but is it going to be more like a sandbox, a survival game, yeah, some kind of thing? Because I actually wonder, where else could you explore the building and destruction mechanics like Minecraft? Like what other genres would probably benefit from that, I wonder? Probably going to be a puzzle game? I see. Oh man, that could be very mind-bending. Yeah, very neat. If you ever wanted to prototype the mechanics, you could actually make a Minecraft plugin. and just see like, will the game be fun? And then if it is fun, you know, potentially do the rendering stuff, or just yeah. I'm not necessarily trying to steer your decisions here, but I messed around with the Minecraft plugin too, and I thought it was pretty cool. So I can't tell what's going wrong here, but if you look at the path of this coin, oh no, I think everything's fine. I think I just want, maybe I want it to arc up higher. Henry subscribed to Adam. Wow. Thank you, Monetic Mind. Happy 69 months. Why easing is wrong? I think it looks fine to me. Maybe, oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, we don't even have easing. We should do like ease in out maybe? How's that look? Let's just look at the Y one now. So now it kind of like pauses at the top. Yeah, let's try that. Hey, just a half. No stealing my idea. It's too late. It's already my game. Sorry, I actually patented voxels in the time it took us to talk about this. Well, that's okay. I just charge 1 penny per voxel. So just minimize the number of voxels and you won't owe me as much money. All right, so now watch the different Y easing. Okay, that looks really, really bad. What am I doing? Yeah, like the beginning of it is fine, and even how it flips the coin up now looks pretty good, actually. At least I think so. So coin appears. No, actually, I take that back. This should still be like maybe a few frames later. I'd love if there were some way to just like bump this a little bit to the side, but let's just do that. That's right. You get 20%. I think that's more than generous. So we get to here and then it just like lands too soon. How is that possible though? How is that possible? Yeah, it lands here, but it hasn't made it all the way in the X coordinate yet. I guess because of the cubic. Okay, yeah, that's probably why. So we probably need to change. We just need to move the X position. This is really obnoxious. Yeah, so we move this inward so that it makes it to the skeleton by the time this thing lands. So like right here, it should probably be at the skeleton already. And then we move this fade out to be like there. Okay, so now let's see. And then that coin fades out, which you won't even be able to tell. All right, let's try again. Yeah, these coins are just going to show there forever. That's fine. I've got to turn them off. I'm glad we at least came up with a compositing thing. So he gets here. We won't be able to see exactly when that coin should show up. Oh, well, that was decent. I think I want it to just be faster. Well, let's turn these off because yeah, that's way too hard to figure out if that's working or not. So I think all we do is we condense everything and then I think it'll look a little bit more believable. Yeah. Yeah, I think I want it to be a little bit faster. Little bit. But if we're going to consolidate this, then we need to consolidate it in a consolidate in a slightly difficult way, I guess. So let's just shrink this down here and then also just move these there. And now turn the coins back on and see if these things still align. Yeah, that's pretty good. Looks pretty darn perfect to me. Well, let's see if this is slightly better. Hint to lose. Should the flag in the guild house slow down? So Yeah, probably. I'm probably not going to do anything about that though. But yeah, that would mean we change the engine scale, not the animation player. Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything about that. But good eye. Yeah, I want the apex of this thing to be a little bit sooner, maybe. Like it's moving farther in the x coordinate. So when it's at the apex um of the toss, this is more than halfway over. So I think I just need to align this here, right? No, 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 no. This is still wrong. Yeah, this is still wrong. We need to push this even further to the left. What am I doing? Am I doing it in the wrong direction? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna move this all the way to the left and just see what happens here. So yeah, now it hits that. Whoa, no, this is not at all what I thought then, huh? What is happening here? I am confused. This coin that's going up, I want it to be at the apex of the toss when it's at roughly the halfway point over here. And now it kind of looks like that's working, but why do I have to put this point like way off to the side? I'm very confused by this. Easing function. Do I need to change it when I click that thing? I don't know what I'm messing up. Like from start to finish, it looks okay. I guess let's just hit the play button here. Yeah, so now this looks like it's hovering. That is not believable. I guess this always needed to be timed at the halfway point of these two things or else it's going to look wrong. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Then let's do this. So I come up with this. I come up with this. We divide by 2. Then we take that number and subtract. And then we pull this number and put it into there. And that'll be exactly the halfway point. That is not what I meant to change. There. Perfect. Okay. So now what does this look like? Do I just need to move this? Some of that. Hey, Andreas. Had a very good interview call today. Oh, good. Hope it went well. So it's like here's where it should reach this thing. Well, we bonded. Nice. I am really struggling with this. Yeah, I don't know. All right, well, this is what I think it should look like. But now it makes me wonder, why did I come to that conclusion about the Y easing and needing to change the X coordinate? Oh, whoops, we still have those coins there. Yeah, this is a lot of manual work. This in particular is because I'm working around a bug in Godot that was already fixed, but that I'm not on the right version yet. So we would only need to use 1 coin for this if I just upgraded. I don't want to do that right now. But yeah, the cutscene in general will have taken like 16 hours by the time I'm done, which is, yeah, a lot. We're probably already at 8 hours, I think. I know we're more than halfway done. No, this isn't right. Okay, no, now I realize what I need to do. I need to start the X change. I need to pull back from the edges of these things in both directions. Yeah, I think that's what I need to do. So like you can see here, it's barely gone up at all. So I should not start the X movement yet. So if I pull this in a bit and then pull this in a bit, then I think it'll look more believable. Yeah, that might be better. Change to a baseball. Here you go, catch. Oh, we'll get this. We'll figure this out. It's gonna be the best ending cutscene of any video game ever. It's almost good. Almost. That's when it should be reaching the skeleton, like right there pretty much. So I just didn't pull this in far enough. Yeah, I think that'll look better. And then we just try to make this look roughly even over there. So now that's what that'll look like. This doesn't make sense in terms of how projectiles work, right? Yeah, I don't like how long this is taking. This one particular part. Oh, nice. You got lighting in. And you got redstone. Yeah, it's because the X is linear, but the X should be linear, right? Or maybe it... I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think I want to just move this back a little bit. The fact you say yourself you go under the pressure is admirable. Well, I mean, yeah, I ended the stream early a couple weeks ago because I was just too frustrated. Although there was a lot of real life stuff going on too. But in general, I try to stay consistent. So thank you. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think I'm good with that. So now when it hits the skeleton, we got to pop up the tip text that shows up. And that would normally be here somewhere. Where does that show up? No, there's somewhere we have the word tip in parentheses, I think. I don't know where we're going to find that. Wait, why is it not showing up anywhere? Oh, because I put a quotation mark at the beginning. Oh, whoops. Maybe I want one at the end? No. Tip amount? Yeah, there we go. Tip amount. All right, so then somewhere here, handle buying item. Here it is. We have a tip string. Yep, here it is. All right, so I want this string exactly. And it's going to say plus what exactly here? Plus 50 gold, plus 25 gold tip. Say tip exactly the price of the item, 100% tip. Which means we need this extracted out into its own string. Yeah. So I'll make a public static string get tip string. And it's going to take in the total text and the tip amount text. And those are both longs? Yeah. Total by... Oh, that's text, though. Total by amount. And tip amount. And it should just do all of this text or this stuff in here. And then we change this to be get tip string. So now we can use this function from within the cutscene. So we're going to make a new function over here. Public void show tip text. All right, so buy item dot get tip string 5025. So there's our text. Now we got to show it as a floating text thing, which is modify money at position, which creates floating text. We have some already in here, don't we? Yeah, we do. Hooray. So now we use that. And that's going to be on the skeleton. So how do we do that? And why is there already floating text in here? That's for the adventure. Yeah, okay. So we want it on the skeleton global position. And the text is going to be text. And this should be sticky, I think. Yeah. Okay, and then we call that function from over here. That's when the coin hits you. And it should play a sound effect and everything. We'll do that later. All right. So now roughly here is when the coin should have hit you. So we insert a call to tip. All right, so they toss a coin your way. It says this when it hits you. They say keep the change as they walk away. So up until this point, that dialogue is still showing, oh, sorry, yeah. So that should fade out once they've clearly thrown a coin. Maybe. I don't know. So where's the dialogue? Show adventure dialogue 2 there. So between here and here is like 4 seconds. I don't think you need to have it show for that long. And it just says, oh, sorry, yeah. So maybe let's have it be about 2 seconds. So right around here, we'll close it. So insert key, adventure. Yeah, there it is. Okay. And then we'll make a new function, show adventure dialogue 3. Saying, keep the change. I actually kind of want to put a smiley face in here. Hey, Lithuanian. All right, so keep the change. We do all this stuff. This is show adventure dialogue 3. Everything should look pretty much fine. And then they're going to walk away. And then that's like the end of it, right? Zoom in on your face as it gets angry. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much the end of it. So show tip text. Then maybe after you've had a chance to process what just happened, like right around here, we say show dialogue 3. And then they're going to start to walk away a little bit thereafter. So like thereabouts. So we're going to put another key there. And then make them start walking away. And where they're going to walk to is going to be like up there. And then they got to face left again, which I don't know if they have a way of doing that yet. I guess we can just add it in directly. Yeah. Play. Whoops. Well, I think I messed this up. Yeah, I think I messed this up. I don't know what this is supposed to be. All right, let's just delete this. Insert again, play. Yeah, it's supposed to be a string name, not a string. And it is facing left. Hey, dig it? It's going pretty well. Working on this cutscene. All right, and that should be timed exactly with when they start walking, which is here. All right. So they're going to say, keep the change. They're going to start walking away. You need enough time to process that that happened, which 1 second is probably not enough. No, wait, they probably shouldn't start walking into, wait, no. There's where keep the change happens. So then you have 1.5 seconds, and then it's going to zoom in on your face somewhere around that like 26-second mark. Because here they're just walking away. You know what we could do? We could just make them continue walking to the left. That way we don't have to worry about anything. Just add in another thing over here and have them walk another. Why is this not working? There we go. Yeah. Have them walk further away. So this should be outside of the camera now. But if we want it to look realistic anyway, we could still just put them on the path. So now they're always walking along the path. They are changing their path a little bit. And again, if we wanted to be extra realistic, we could even have them walk slightly farther than that. Maybe over there and there. As easy to do. My process is not easy. I probably should have done a different process at some point. It's been like 8 hours to get to this point, and we've made 29 seconds of cutscene. Although that's all we really have is 29 seconds. So now we just got to polish everything. And it will have been like 12 hours to do all of that. All right, so there's one more thing that needs to happen here, which is we zoom in on your face and you get angry. And the floating text should have already been gone by then. So the zoom in should probably happen. So here's keep the change right there. Then they start walking away. And then right around here, I think we zoom in on your face. Do we already have a camera thing here? No. Oh, I did this through code originally. And we want to like super zoom in. So zoom in camera. Yeah, there we go. Zoom camera in. This should look pretty good. Maybe we want to zoom in even a little sooner than that. No, because this might be pretty fast. All right, let's try that. And then after zooming in, you are going to get very upset. So we show this. I don't think I have the animation for this yet. But we would make a function here, insert key, play, and let's go make the animation. Yeah, there's no get angry. Hulk out. No, I'll just call this rage. We didn't even put the graphics in here. Main worker gets mad. There it is. We gotta go find that. Outro, main worker gets mad. 16 by 20. Zoom in. All right. I like this frame right here. It's like can't tell exactly where they're gonna go with that. So then they get into this and then they just duplicate these frames repeatedly. So duplicate, 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 duplicate. All right, now let's look at you get mad. Yeah, and this should all be a little bit faster than that. Maybe like 9 frames per second. No, I want to start from the beginning. How do you start from the beginning? What's going on right now? I wonder if you can make it loop once you're inside of the animation. I don't think you can. So I don't want this to loop completely. I just want it to be on this looping forever. I'll just duplicate it another couple times. Because it's going to fade out somewhere around here. So like, yeah, we have a lot of frames, but that's all just basically JSON data. So I'm going to play that animation, which is called Rage, in here. And we never filled this in. Rage. Let's make sure that was lowercase. Yeah. Hey, Mert. It's going pretty well. Let's take a look at, so I'm here, you know what I'll do? I'll quit this and we'll show this from the beginning. There are some timing issues, but in general, this will show off what we have for our whole animation for right now. So yeah, let's take a look from the beginning here. All right. This is Godot, yeah. We need music, sound, we need a lot of stuff. I think that stuff should be easy enough to plug in, unless I make custom music, which I don't really want to do. Oh, that looks great. Keep the change, bolt away. Okay, the timing is super messed up. Oh my god. All right, that was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. They're like, see you, bye. I want to see that again. Okay, so keep the change. Then instead of them bolting away, of course, yeah, that should all happen a little bit differently. Hang on, let me go back a bit because I do want to make sure I get the timing of this correct. Okay, so this hits them. Keep the change. Yeah, so I want there to be a longer delay between keep the change and when they start walking. And I want them to walk, not sprint. So here's how we do that. The keep the change bit is right there. And then basically everything that happens after that should take a little bit longer to happen. Yeah, so it's all of these nodes. So we move that by like that much. And now it's going to, they're going to start walking away. And then these should all be like drastically shifted. And we don't need them all to even be there like that. So how fast are they walking away? Yeah, pretty fast. I think they should just walk. Just a casual walking pace, like so. In fact, maybe even a little slower than that. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then it would have zoomed in. So keep the change. They start walking away. Then we wait a little bit longer. And after zooming in, I want to do that, yeah. Which Mac model do I use? I use an M2 Ultra. All right, this is going to be from the beginning again. I don't want to start it from the beginning every time, so this will be the last time we do that, I think. If you're considering getting a Mac, I think the Mac Minis are really good. I think the only thing you need to make sure is that you have enough RAM, which is probably not cheap. I also don't like the beginning of the coin flip. I think it looks a little bit weird. Okay, this is decent. This is decent. We gotta fix up just a little bit. So let's go back to this. Set the animation player back to 10 for this. And 10 over here. All right, so what's happening? They're walking away. They're still going a little too fast, I think. So let's just really drastically exaggerate this at this point. Let's just add another second. So now they're going to move really slowly away, which I think is good. Then the zoom in happens. And then I want to delay that even more. I might even want to delay the zoom in a tiny bit. Okay, so now we're skipping the first like 15 seconds of the cutscene. We still do need to watch the rest of it because it's just too hard to skip through. I guess I could change the engine time scale. Actually, yeah, I could do that. I probably should do that. That way I don't need to watch this again. And like, I don't really need to watch a coin flip every time too. It's just the ending bit. Okay. It's sort of working. I think when we show the third dialogue, we also want to make the adventurer's animation speed scale like 0.5. Make them walk slowly after talking to you. Why are they angry? Are you being serious? They're angry because you invalidated their whole life's work. I want to get a MacBook M4 Pro, but time will tell if I can actually afford that. I think there's a trade-off between how much you spend on a Mac and what you actually get out of it. I think a Mac Mini it's a good trade-off. I think a MacBook Pro, I think it depends on what your needs are. Hey, Cypher. Because yeah, MacBook Pros are not cheap. And like you could probably meet all of your computing needs with a cheaper computer. So how much do you want a Mac? And how long do you plan on using it for? And how much do you need a laptop? Use that external stuff. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I think it meets that. I'm just saying I don't know about for the price. And if you're talking about whether or not you can afford it, that is a big question to ask. Was it too cheap? Was the adventurer not grateful enough? So the overall like thought here is you died on your very first adventure. And now this adventurer comes in and just assumes they'll get a potion. You fought for hours of real life time to get that potion or to get that antidote. An antidote. So if that's not being communicated here, then I feel like I've messed up the cutscene. I'll need to watch like a new player play this and just see what they think about this. Genuine question, why would a dev want a Mac just to test things, have access to the store? So if you're making anything for an Apple platform, I think having a Mac makes sense. Other than that, I think it is a combination of what you expect out of your OS, what like dev environment you have. So Windows now has the Windows Linux subsystem. It's technically called the Windows subsystem for Linux, I think. But before that, if someone had written some build instructions for Linux, it was like, well, just too bad. They might not work on Windows. You might not ever expect them to work. So, yeah, that's part of the dev experience. And then part of the user experience, like I said, just the OS in general, kind of what apps are made for this sort of thing. And yeah, it all kind of comes down to what are you used to when it comes to user experience. Because I don't really think Windows or Mac is better in terms of user experience. I use them both kind of the same way. I have an M4 laying around that I'm not using. I have this M1 that I'm using. I should probably switch to it. It's just a hassle to set up. You have an M4 laying around. So you bought it and then just never switched. New Macs are very nice hardware. Oh, very nice hardware wise. I use WSL on my Windows, but it doesn't feel as good. Yeah, I never liked the WSL experience. All right, so what was the issue I was just running into? I don't even remember. I'll just watch this again. I think I'm just trying to figure out the timing of this stuff now. He gave me a laptop and told me to keep it. Wow, it's an expensive thing to give you. So sorry about the firing. That's weird. They're walking away really fast still. I think I wanted to just slow down the beginning of that animation. Wait a second. What is this frame? They're like, it's like part of their walk animation. Oh, this is their walk animation. What am I talking about? I kind of want to slow this down a bit. So like you start in this frame. Then you go to this frame. Maybe this is like 0.75. Then you go to this frame is 0.75. So it's like a slower burn. It's not very obvious. 0.5, 0.5. No, it's still super fast. 0.25. Why is it still super fast? What is going on? It should be like half a second per frame, right? Is it 9 frames per second and a 0.25 duration? I don't know why this looks so fast. What if I set this as 0.01? No, it's still going super fast. Something's off about this. I don't know what that is. I mean, I have 200 laptops laying around. Annoying. Wouldn't a lower number be faster? Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm dumb. Thanks, Toulouse. All right, so I want to get like slowly faster. So this one would be 2, this one would be 3. Maybe that's not great. Yeah, maybe we start with 3, then go to 2, then go to 1.5, then go to 1.25. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, but something else is missing, right? They're still walking super fast. I couldn't figure out why that's happening. I think because we're not setting the speed scale on the right thing. We're not setting it at all over here. What? Why not? Maybe that's happening in main intro, main character. Set speed scale? No. It's right there. Speed scale. What am I missing? Or maybe they're just walking so slowly that it should look even slower than it currently does. Let's try this. Problems are mostly random stuff. The Android VM to WSL. I feel like there should be a way to do that. Like you just, well, or even copy a file out of WSL into like your Windows file system. Yeah, they're kind of moving away pretty fast. Yeah, so let's duplicate that animation another couple times. Alternatively, what we could do is we could start with them in the beginning of this animation, then have a looping version of the rage animation, like rage loop. I mean, it all depends on how many times I want to copy paste these things. I mean, at this point, we can copy paste like 4 at a time. There. You can't move it out? That doesn't sound right. You should be able to move files between the WSL portion and the Windows portion. Like build files, I mean. Well, any files, but I mean the output of what you're doing. This isn't totally centered. Zoom in. We're zooming in on the skeleton's global position, which I guess is the top left of them. No, it's their face. Why isn't this centered then? Their face should be in the middle of the screen. I mean, X-Y's, they're definitely centered. I guess they're centered completely. Never mind. It doesn't look centered, though. I guess because I want to center it on their body, maybe, like slightly lower down. But I don't think we need to do anything about that. All right, so are we good now? What are we looking at? Don't want to deal with that either. Huh, okay. But yeah, like I said, as far as build files, you should be able to copy files between the two file systems. Yeah, we'll slow it down a bit. Where is it? Here. Yeah, maybe we just change the whole thing to 8 FPS. It's also going to change your looping part. Yeah, I want to bump this up by like 0.25, 0.2, 0.1. There we go. All right, then after that, I think it should fade out. Is that what's next? Zoom in on your face as it gets angry, fade to black, fade back to the game. All right, so how do we fade to black? I think it was called screen cover. Yeah, here it is. And the last thing we did was a partial fade and then a fade back. So we just need to, right around here, insert key and then slowly fade out. This is going to be completely transparent to completely opaque. And that'd be it. 32-second long cutscene. I see, Merit. Yeah. Couldn't you just do your mobile development natively on Windows? Why do you even need WSL for that? Love that coin toss. Okay, it's fading out too soon, but yeah, in general, that's the right idea. So make this take another, like, that much. Now it's a 33-second cutscene. And if this is looking pretty good, then I think we just spend the rest of the day polishing this. And there's a lot that we can do on that front. Hey, Tim. How's it going? How is your private stream for friends only? And welcome everyone. We are just finishing the foundation of the end cutscene here. That is perfect. Absolutely awful. Oh no. What happened? And hey, Filler. Hey, Celestial. Yeah, so I'll show you all this cutscene that I've been working on. I've spent a lot of hours on this so far. So take a look at... Give me a sec. This. Okay. So context you need to know, if you haven't seen this game already, is this is Skeleseller, and it is so named because you were on your very first quest when you got poisoned and you went to a town. There was no antidote and you died. So now you would have played through the whole game. And part of that is like you're beating bosses, you're hiring adventurers, doing all this stuff. And now you finally find your first antidote. And then this happens. So that's the context. So an adventurer enters your town saying, I don't feel so good. And they're poisoned. You say, I've got just the thing. Grab them an antidote. And that's it. How do I lift an electricity curse? Do you know? What's going on? Is your power cutting out? No matter what I do, Win32 API function get scale factor for monitor is returning 100 instead of 125 or such when changing display settings. There's something about this in Godot. I know that you're not using Godot, but it was like Windows get resolution. And they said how they just can't even report the correct size. Where is this? Godot window resolution. Where is it? There's some like auto detect. They wrote some note about how this is like super hard to do. Well, maybe it's slightly different. A couple extra moments to be able to read everything. I was thinking of slowing down just between the first and the second thought that shows up. Where is that? Anyway, yeah. Sorry, Tim. I think those things are really tough. And I think it sucks when you run into a problem that you don't expect to have last a long time. I do hope you work through it all. I went to Sao Paulo to work with coworkers. One coworker got sick, power went out, got some of the money back, so I decided to go again. Second time around, power went out again. Same coworker got sick. Came back to SF, same coworker got sick again. Oh man. It's a different kind of curse. Sounds like that Better Call Saul character. I forgot his name. The brother of Saul. Not convinced it's DPI related, but it also might be. It seems scaling is used multiple ways. Yeah, yeah. It's too bad I can't find this thing. I don't even know how much it would help. But they mentioned somewhere. Yeah, I can't find this. Do I ever mention DPI in our own code base? No. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, they mentioned how it's like really difficult to tell on Windows what the actual resolution you're at is. And I thought maybe you could read through that and find out more on Windows resolution. I just can't find it quickly. I wonder if they talk about it in here. Yeah, I can't find it. There's like 8 pages of issues. Yeah. Take a break and return after 2 days. Yeah, I hope that helps. We don't, for Skeleseller, because Godot doesn't provide something and because it's too hard for us to figure out on our own, we just don't do anything special, I think, for Windows. But on Mac, we can tell you're on a high DPI display and then change your scaling. Power went out in SF2, man. Nice guy. And I wonder why I can't find this now, though. I could have sworn we wrote something about this somewhere. Huh. I'm curious where we can find it. Windows in cases where the window's over a certain size, assume the resolution is large enough. Huh. Can't locate it. Man. All right. Well, yeah. Anyway, so back to this for a sec. So I wanted to change this bit here. We have thought one and then thought two. I want there to be a tiny bit more time in between them. What I would love to do is have some like select everything to the right of this. That would be great. I don't think that's possible. If it's not possible, this is going to be very annoying. Maybe we can make it a little easier by doing this. Yeah, so I want to select. I want to select. Whoops, not that. I should probably save before I do this. Yeah, I should definitely save before I do this. Let's go check this stuff in. Yeah, it's just a bunch of animations. Makes sense. The thoughts changed modulates? That does not make sense. Huh. Maybe because of the not being on the reset track? That honestly might have been it. Did that just fix this stuff? I don't think so. All right, well, whatever. Anything else here? No, that's pretty much it. And then just don't check in these two things. So check in all of that and check in by item. Okay, so finish foundation for outro. There are still minor timing issues and a lot of polish that needs to be applied. All right, what that'll let us do is move every time after a certain amount forward without deleting stuff and messing things up. So yeah, I pretty much want to just have this time onward be modified, 18.1752. I think this is going to be difficult to do. So here's the time. I want to find every time that's this much or after this and modify it. And the easiest way to do this would be graphically, but we're talking about like such tiny tolerances here that it might not be easy to do. Maybe we select everything below it first and then everything above it after. I can't scroll this now. I can't even select it all. There we go. So we just want to select all of this stuff. I guess at this point we can zoom out. Select everything. All right, and then we want to shift this by like the tiniest bit, I think. Let's do that and see how that looks. The reason I'm only shifting it by a little bit is because we changed the animation speed scale. So by changing it by what looks like 4 frames, we're actually changing by like 40 frames. Yeah, this next break I'm probably just going to work right through. And then we just have polished stuff for the rest of today. Yeah. Yeah, this showing up so quickly I think is fine. What Tolus was saying about give them a little bit longer to see it. I don't necessarily want them to read everything, and I don't want them to get like kind of bored of what's going on or understand what's happening exactly on that one frame. So there's the scene now. Let's go look back at that. This time we can just use the video. So this part in particular, they drink, they start to walk away. It slows down. I think I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I think I like that. So many Adams. You Kenneth. All right, so get through the rest of the storyboard. Probably give you access to bone mode at this point or show the tip about beating the game. Not sure if you can skip the cutscene. Yeah, so as soon as you're done with the cutscene, give access to bone mode. It could even be part of the cutscene itself, and then it shows on the black screen. You now have access to bone mode. Even if you skip the cutscene, it could just go to that reward screen. I think that would make sense so that the player has to confirm that they see that. Like imagine when the screen is totally black. So like, I'm not going to try to make it black here, but like something like this, that text showed up saying like, you now have access to bone mode, some explanation here a little bit. And then there's an, there's an okay button at the bottom. And like, you can spend however long you want reading this text. It's never going to advance beyond the screen until you click OK. And that's what'll give you access to this. So that's kind of what I'm leaning toward, as opposed to a tip that pops up at the side of the screen that someone might like auto close and not realize. If we do this, make sure it's controller friendly. All right, so fade back to the game. We still haven't done this part yet either. I'm not going to worry about that yet. So make sure we pause the game and then fade back to the game scene. So all this stuff is done, right? Yeah. So let's check in what I just did, which is just change the timing a little bit. Yeah, nothing else should have changed here though. Why do we? Oh yeah, because I didn't want to check those in. Okay, good. Yeah, so change timing slightly. The anxiety scene or like sub scene now takes slightly longer. All right, minor issues. The cutscene starts a little too soon. I think we need the text above the adventure to appear after the fade in, not before. Where does it show right now? Okay, let's undo the super zoomed in, I guess. All right, so there's deal damage, deal damage. Where's the I don't feel so good bit? Make adventurer stand. Where are all the functions? There they are. Show skeleton dialogue. Where's show adventurer dialogue? Here it is. Is this called immediately? No. Is it called what? What's going on? I'm confused. Yeah, I don't see this being called anywhere. And the first adventurer dialogue is what exactly? Oh, it's not a dialogue. Right, it's the I don't feel so good. Yeah, and this shows up immediately, right? Need antidote label. Okay, so I want to fade that in after a little bit. I also kind of want to change the amplitude of the frequency here and make it look even wavier, but that we could do later. So need antidote label, modulate. It fades out here. It's got to fade in somewhere else. So let's copy this node, put that there. Copy this node and put this here. So this would give you a total of about 3 seconds to read this. It's not quite. It's like 1.4 to 4.2 or something. I don't know why. But yeah, it's like 3 seconds to read. I don't feel so good. I think it's enough time. And that way too, you've got, well, you don't really have half a second. There's some fade in happening here. I don't know how long that fade in takes. Let's just save it and try it. I think just clicking anywhere on the screen to progress the cinematic will do the trick maybe. I'm talking about the reward thing at the end that lets you know you have bone mode and what it is. I don't want people going beyond that. Yeah, okay, so that looks good. I don't feel so good. They make it to here. It fades out. Good, cool. Yes, I like that. Awesome. Poison numbers stop too soon. Okay, that I was not paying attention to. Let's go look at that now. Remember, this character is poisoned. It's not until they drink the antidote they're going to get better. So they took 2 damage. They took 2 damage. I think this happens 3 more times. 2 damage. They just stopped taking damage there. Oh, well, they did take damage, but it was very delayed. Yeah, so that's a problem. This should just happen every second. So 1. Oh, no, every 2 seconds. 3. 5. Next one should be at 7. Then 9. And then it should stop once they're drinking the potion. There's play, drink, potion. So maybe we make 1 more of these, duplicate, and put it at 11. But they... No, let's try it. Yeah, no problem, Cypher. So this means they'll take 12 damage. I think they only started with 20, so they're like practically dead. So you're still taking damage, take 1 more thing of damage, and now you no longer take it. Perfect. Yeah, I like that. I think it's good. And in fact, that's really good timing too. Adventurer moves to the side to drink the potion. Yeah. That's the next bit. This one might be harder to fix. So here's the problem I'm talking about. So you have to catch the thing. Good. Okay, so character throws potion at you. And that's fine. And then in the next frame, once you get it, the potion stays still, but then you shift to the side. So I think we changed the graphic for this one. Oh, also the potion. There's a few frames where it's in like the wrong spot completely. Oh, yeah, we got to fix that too. That has to do with centering the graphic and having a non-even number. So an odd number is the width. Well, let's check on what I just did. I'd like to do this 1 step at a time. So this is just changing the poison timings? No, and the intro text timing. Yeah. Improve timings of outro. The I don't feel so good text now fades in to attract attention. and the poison numbers are consistent, and yeah, with being poisoned. Just forced to buy a new laptop. Came with an extended keyboard. When I'm using the Max Short keyboard for almost 15 years now, I feel like such a noob. Extended keyboard meaning you have like a numpad or something? Because I think that could be a pro or a con on a laptop. I think if you just had maybe, I don't know, I guess slightly bigger keys would probably mess up your typing. But having a full numpad doesn't necessarily help. Yeah, Mysterious. Numpads are cool. I think they can be nice. I almost want like a QMK laptop where you can just make your letters into your numpad. Keep making typos, yeah. All right, so how do we fix this? We got to change the size of drink potion, I think. Where's drink potion? Drinking. What is the size of this right now? Is it an odd number? 24 by 520. It's not. How do you get used to people watching you code? I don't think I have a command for that. I think part of it is like hearing everything at this point. So I've had people, I don't know, just be jerks for no reason, just think the code I'm writing is terrible, think the game I'm writing is terrible, like all sorts of things like that. And part of it too is like my goals are pretty much just make the game. So if people got really negative or toxic, yeah, I'd probably stop streaming because I don't want to feel negative all day. But in general, there are way more positive people than there are negative. And I am accomplishing my goal. So yeah, I think it's just start doing it at some point. And then also recognize that most people will be a positive force for you. And do something about the negative people. So either warn them, ban them, whatever. My general take is that what I'm doing is hard enough already, making a game. So like I'm also streaming on top of that. If someone's gonna come in here and be like, "Hey Adam, what you're doing is bad," or "You should do something differently," and they're not nice about it, it's like, is it worth the effort to try to get this person to be a nicer person? Is it worth paying attention to them? Is it worth like keeping them around and just letting them spout a bunch of negative things? It's like at this point, I don't really have the patience for that. I'm sick of days being ruined by people like that, and it's happened enough times over the years. So it's like, well, at this point, just it's like, yep, either tell them, hey, don't appreciate what you're doing, or just don't even let them be in chat. And I've seen some streamers say this is why you should have rules about what you do. I don't think you need rules in your chat. You don't need to say things like no racism, no whatever. You don't need to do that stuff, because if people are going to be racist, you can just ban them. So yeah, I think that's another really important thing. And then beyond that, it's just, I think there is some amount of like kind of understanding the expectations around everything. So even if people are positive, you might still be a little bit self-conscious about how you're speaking or the code that you're writing. And yeah, that just takes some getting used to things. No rules, you say? I actually did add it to my chat panels about segmenting. Some people are just negative, need to get rid of them. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then this is one of the like major positives. So it's not just about people being nice. It's also about like, oh, hey, have you thought about this solution? And you're like, I did not think of that. And it saves you several hours. Now, the flip side happens probably much more frequently. So this is a case of you spent hours and then someone saves a bunch of time. But the average case is that you know what you're doing and you distract yourself by streaming and everything takes longer. So recognize that that's a case if you have a lot of chat to talk to. That, yeah, a task that would have taken you 5 minutes might take 6 or 7 minutes, and just do that for your entire workday and things just take longer. All right, the potion throw doesn't land exactly where it should. Most of it comes down to don't be a jerk. Most people should know what it implies. Well, but what I'm trying to say is even if people didn't know what it implies, it doesn't really matter. It's not like this is, I don't know, some like super formal function where you need to point to a rule someone violated and they need to agree that they violated it in order for you to take action. It's like if someone comes in here and they're just like, I don't know, like causing a ruckus or something, it's like, I don't need a rule to be able to purge or ban them. And I've seen, like every once in a while I would read the Twitch subreddit and I see a lot of different opinions there. And yeah, there was this sentiment about like, well, you need to list out all your rules. And it's like, no, you don't. Yeah, we just use Ace Attorney Chat Simulator for that. Chat tries to say objection. We game over them. All right, Venture moves to the side to drink the potion. Still haven't actually figured out what I want to do here. I think it's changed the graphic. For one, something that's kind of strange about this graphic is that the shadow is, or it's not in the graphic, never mind. How do I want to do this? I think I need to anchor it to where the adventurer is. Most of the time people don't even give warnings. I don't like gray areas. You're being uncool, you're out. Yeah, I think there are certainly exceptions to that, but it's all a discretionary thing. So let's say someone is, I don't know, giving hints about how to beat a game and the streamer doesn't like that sort of thing. It's like, oh, hey, try not to give hints. That's something I could totally see a warning working for. It's not necessarily a standard or non-standard thing. It's just like, oh, that streamer cares about that. But yeah, it's like if someone came in here and they're just, I don't know. I've seen some pretty wacky first messages from people. And something I've seen lately, this has been happening more often, and I like really don't like this, is that someone will come in and they'll say something like, how do I say this? How about I make it a little bit generic? Like, oh, you're making a game like my game or something like that. And as soon as I see this, I'm just immediately like, they just are here to talk about their game. And sure enough, like within their second or third message, it's pretty obvious. And I like very strongly don't appreciate that. Because to me, it's like, look, if you wanna have your own stream of consciousness, if you want to advertise to people, just go start up your own stream. If you want to use someone else's audience to do that stuff, it's like, it's kind of just you being a jerk and advertising. And I had a very blatant case of this one day, and I think I reacted kind of poorly on stream. I should have just been like, hey man, don't talk about your own game in here. Like, and I don't mind if regulars do it. I don't mind if people who've been in the community do it. That's totally fine. It's just like, I shouldn't be able to tell in your first message that you're here to market at me. That's a no-go. All right, so we're gonna have to change the position of where these characters end up. Yeah, so instead of walking to here, we need them to walk slightly farther to the right, and then for the potion to end up in a different spot. Alternatively, I don't know how I feel about this. Have you had cases of that happening, but the people asking wanted insights into maybe some similar problems you've already solved, but they still faced in their game? Or is that a dead giveaway for self-promo? So okay, if someone came in here and said like, oh, you're making a game similar to mine, and then that was it, they didn't just start pushing their game, I'm not gonna like ban them from the very first message. I'm just immediately on guard. It's like if someone knocks on your door and you open it and they're holding, I don't know, like some obvious sales kit sort of thing. I don't know, maybe they're selling vacuum cleaners or something. You'd be like, I think this person's trying to sell me something, not vacuum my house for me. So yeah, there's still some leeway there. It's just a matter of how does it play out after that. So I'm used to people asking questions about things that'll just help them pretty much. And the other day I had this happen, and I let this person down nicely, hopefully, but they came in and they said something like, will you look at my game on stream? It was their first message in my chat. And I was like, look, if you'd been here for any amount of time before this, I probably would, or I'd critique it or give you a code review or something like that. But as someone's first message, it's like, I just have to assume that it's their first message in many people's chat. And as a result, that it's not necessarily worth my time. There's a marketing tactic I never thought about. Actually, the old vacuum salespeople used to do that, I think. If you would let them in, they would say like, let me show you, like, go get your vacuum cleaner. And then they'd vacuum up a thing, and then like they use their vacuum cleaner. And oh my god, the vacuum's like so much dirtier after they use theirs because they got so much more out of your carpet or something. Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, this doesn't go for people who, like, if you've been here for even a few days or something and you've seen the stream, you said hi a couple times before, it's like, yeah, I'll got much more leeway on that front. A lot of people don't care about that stuff. All right, this is a very tough problem to solve. I don't want to change the end position because everything's based on that end position. So I'd like to just kind of change where the sprite is. Maybe that's what we do is we shift the graphic. So that instead of the character being here, we still act like they're centered in the graphic. But that means we need to put blank columns on the left side. Okay, I think we can do that. You want to do channel art? I haven't had people asking that on stream for some reason. I'm not totally sure why. Hey, Jim. Hey, King. Stream to stream indie game salesman. I mean, that's pretty much what some of these people are. And they must know it, but they kind of try to act coy about it sometimes. And then they probably get frustrated with me. Like, I should entertain those sorts of things. Have I only been following since July? I don't know. Okay, so we need the potion drinking thing. I'm gonna go add some columns to the side of it. I think it's in characters. I don't know where it is actually. Gwen, thanks for the resub. Happy year and a quarter. Why am I struggling to find this? Where? There it is. End adventure. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so I want this graphic. And I want to just add columns on the side until it kind of fits. So we're going to use image magic. And just go to the beginning of wherever I did this. Grayscale. Extent, here it is. And we have to set the gravity. I want the gravity on the right, I guess. Dash background, none, center, extent. Okay, so copy all this. So I'm going to go into this directory. And we're going to take just this graphic name. I'm going to call this something like this modified, just for now. Gravity I want to set to the right, assuming we can do that. Extent I want to set to just something larger than this. It is currently 24 by 520. So currently 24 by 520. I want to make it, let's say, 30. So how's that look? Unrecognized type gravity right. Okay, what is that supposed to be? Image, magic, gravity. Gravity. Oh, you set it to east. Okay, sure. Okay, what'd that do? Now we should have a modified one. And if I open this, there should just be blank pixels on the left. Yeah, nice. Okay, so I don't know how many pixels we need. That's the problem. So we're just going to keep doing this until it looks good, I guess. So let's modify the original graphic. There. Now I go into here. And now it's getting cut off on the side. I wonder why that's happening. Wait, what? What? Is it getting cut off in the graphic itself? It shouldn't be. Hey, Rainy. How's it going? I don't have the answer for this. Why is this getting cut off? The only thing I can think is that this has a size set here. But it doesn't. Oh, this is supposed to work. What? Oh, these are not the right size frames now, I guess. Oh, so we got to remake all of those. Yeah. All right, so drink potion and animated sprite needs to change. Drink Potion. Shouldn't there be a lot of frames? There should be 19 frames. Is it the 9? Oh, it's 19 above this. And what? This is now going to point to, yeah, this is going to point to the wrong thing. Oh, no. Okay, well, it should be easy enough to change. We just select all of these and change this to 30. And we're done. Reload. Did it work? Potion. Nice. Okay. I have no idea what the amount we needed to set this to was, though. So what we're trying to do is get it to the point where now the potion's going to look wrong. We want to get to the point where the adventurer is stationary. They used to move to the left. They say, I don't feel so good. Your skeleton goes and gets a potion and throws it over to them. It's going to throw to the wrong location now, but they shouldn't move. Yeah, so they moved very slightly. That's what we have to fix. So let's do frame by frame here. How much did they move? Come on. There we go. So maybe left like 1 or 2 pixels and then up by 1 or 2 pixels. So hard to tell. Maybe if I take a picture, I can tell. So there's that one. And then I want the next frame. And maybe we can align these things and see. Oh, this is so tough. Oh, you know what I could do? I can make this slightly... How do you change the opacity of a layer over here? Opacity, here we go. Nice. That's maybe something I can work with. Now we put the potion in the same spot. Oh my goodness, this is so difficult. I can't tell. I can't tell how many pixels it moved by. I think it's up 1. And left 1. I don't know. Let's just try this again then. So let's set it to... we want to push it down. No, I want to change every individual frame, don't I? I don't know how we're going to do this. Yeah, I don't know how we're going to do this. Maybe this wasn't the best way to do things anyway. So, man. Let's see. Up until this point, they're fine. Then they end up moving to the left. So we need to push them 1 more pixel to the right. Which I think means we need to push this by 2. And then we change all of these numbers to be 32. The reason why I think this is not going to work is because I think I need to change each of the individual like 19 sprites in here. Yeah, so now they're only moving up a little bit. So we need to move them down. That's a really fine detail. It's not really so fine though when you see them like move to the side. I think it looks bad. So yeah, we got to move them downward now. Oops, I reloaded the wrong thing. Yeah, so that exactly right there. They're moving up by, I hope that's just 1 pixel. And we need to move the sprite within the frame. Could we just Can we just lower this by 1 pixel maybe? That one, maybe we could do that. That would be really nice if we could. Because that would make this a lot easier. So the adventurer comes to rest over here and then stays there for a while. But as soon as they change into the... Where is it? Play, drink, potion right here. Hey Maya, welcome back. All right, so we put another position like there, and then there, and then make this go up by 1 pixel. 250. No, other way, right? Because they were too high, so we want to lower them. So 252. And then when they're done drinking the potion, we need to move them back. Such a mess. It's right here. Okay, let's try that. Overall C course total is 69 of 100. Class average is 66. Nice. Then you made it above average despite the exam. That's not so bad. I don't know if they're gonna grade on a curve and increase everyone's grades now, but okay, I think they moved a little bit weirdly there. Let me back out of this. Let's take a look at what just happened. I'd love to not have chat showing for this. I'm doing this. Okay, there. So what happens? They moved down. Doesn't that mean I went down by a pixel too much? So I only need to go down by half a pixel? What? That shouldn't be possible. Yeah, they're moving by half a pixel. That part that's not the issue. Can I connect these? And then connect these? I don't want to see them move at all. So then they'd be in a different animation for that. Oh, man. Yeah, that looks better. Now the potion just needs to be in the right spot. Yeah, that looks a lot better. All right, I did not pay attention to the potion though, so I don't know how far off it is. Is there a way to go back to... Oh, there we go. Nice. I don't need to keep refreshing. All right, so let's see where the potion lands. And then the graphic starts. Yeah, so it's off by like 7 pixels, maybe 6 pixels. Should be whatever I moved that graphic by, which used to be 24 and now it's 32. So it should be 8 pixels, I think. So that's where the potion needs to land. Where is that? Here, probably. Held antidote. I shouldn't have done things this way too, because now it's going to slow down at the end, right? Where's the visibility set? Where is the visibility set? Visible should be on there. Now yelling at you. Man, our cat has been meowing so much before she gets fed. And we read, oh, hey, I read. And we read that you're supposed to just ignore the cat completely. And we'd been ignoring her, but then she's still meowing by the time we feed her. Apparently, you're supposed to wait for her to stop meowing because she associates, like, oh, it took this much meowing to get food. So I think it's been working pretty well, actually. We both, like, slept in a little bit more than normal today. I see you using Obsidian and Google Docs. Why not just Obsidian? Considering moving. I don't have a great answer for this. Yeah, but there's the answer in chat. All right, so what do I want to do here? I want to change where this lands. So they're throwing it here. This position needs to be moved by like 8 pixels. And then also down 1, I think. Yeah, I think down 1. Okay, let's hope that's good. Let's try to trip me. I think that's normal. That part doesn't really bother me. Okay, that was too far to the right. I don't know how I messed this up. Now it's 2 pixels. I thought Obsidian had sync. Obsidian has sync. I don't have the plan for it. I use SyncThing. And either way, it's different. Like, I should probably explain this a little bit more. Okay, yeah, they're pulling it close on. That's not that bad what's happening right now, but we should probably change this a little bit more. I'm realizing now it should only change by 4 pixels because we increased by 8, but it's centered, so it should have only been 4. Anyway, sometimes I share Google Docs with the stream, but also I want their storage to be separate from one another. A lot of these notes I write are just like fire and forget kinds of things, and I don't want to manage it myself like I do with Obsidian. And it's like, it's not critical management stuff. But yeah, I just keep them separate. So in the end, there's not a lot of rhyme or reason to it. Just some things are in Google Docs, some things are in Obsidian. And it's just a workflow I'm used to and that there's no problem with. Okay, this is looking better now. I think that whole potion drinking thing is fine. If I click this again and we go back. So there's like a maybe 1 pixel blip that happens here. So right from here to here. Okay, well, their hair also changes. And then their life bar moves. Oh, the life bar moving, I don't like. No. No. It would mean we'd have to put another pixel of blank space, I think, for every potion graphic. Man. All right. Well, I can do that. I don't want to do that, but I can do it. But is it even correct if I do it? So if we look at this graphic and we compare it with this one. So I want to draw a rectangle here around this and make sure it is 16 by 20. I think that's correct. It's so hard to tell. But yeah, I think that's correct. No, that can't be right. No. It's got to be because the golem has to be touching the ground. So it's got to be this. So there are 2 pixels of blank space above the hair. That's the important part. And then over here, it's 3 all of a sudden. I think that's 3 pixels. Yeah. That's 3 pixels. No, wait, that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing is easy. We only moved it by 1 pixel though. So I think what we need to do is remove a pixel from here, from each frame. We probably can't remove a pixel from each frame. Let me just make a new scene and a new animated sprite. This isn't maybe super important, but I'd like to fix this. Where is it? It's end adventure drinking. Yeah. And the modified one I should delete. So this is set to whatever the width is, which I think is like 32. Yeah. And the height should probably be 24. No, what are they set to? 26. Do we ever use the topmost pixel? Yeah, right there. But that's the only frame. So we can't chop out a pixel. But I'm not trying to chop them out. I had to make this 2 pixels taller. What if we just didn't play the animation? Yeah. I kind of know how we would do this, but I don't think it's going to be easy. We need to go into the drink potion thing and make the duration of this be like 9999. So now this one's going to take forever, and then we'll just change that 1 frame. Yeah. So delete this. We don't need that. Open this one up. And I want to change the 1 frame at the top. I want to make it larger. I want there to be more blank pixels on top. That makes sense. Or do I want to add more blank pixels on bottom? Well, adding them on bottom should be pretty simple because we just change this to 28. So yeah, if this works, then I think we're good. But now it's going to be 1 pixel too low because I moved the position in addition to doing what I'm doing now. This is definitely a mess. Okay, a bunch of weird stuff happened there. For one, why did I modify the wrong thing here? I made something like 9999, but it didn't actually save. I think because I overwrote it from the file that I had. Yeah. Okay, so now we'll never advance beyond the first frame of drinking a potion. I think we'll be 1 pixel too low, but this will let us fix the life bar. Alternatively, we move the position of the entire adventure and not just their sprite. They moved up, didn't they? That's not what I want. So then I guess we do need to put the pixels at the top. Yeah, they moved up. All right, let's go try to fix this. So we set this back to 26. Actually, will be 28, but we'll put the pixels on the top. And then we change the position that I had from over here. And this is tricky because these look like they're the same point, but they're not. And this is just off by 1 pixel. Oh, this is such a mess. This is fine. Then they move down by a pixel as soon as that lands. Yeah, I don't want them to move down anymore. So we delete this. And then we delete the other side of this too. So they're just standing still the entire time. And then that should add a line connecting them. Good. All right, so now there's no movement. Why is this here in the middle now? Oh, it's unnecessarily there. Okay, so delete that. So now the life bar won't move, thankfully. In fact, how is the life bar moving at all? Oh, because of the sprite changing. Yeah. So now if I run this, it's going to be a pixel too high. We add 2 pixels on the top. It should get fixed. So the poison particle system uses local coordinates. Oh, because it's leaving that trail? Maybe. Yeah, I actually did not really see a problem with that. I looked at it as like they're sort of leaving those particles in the air. So I wonder if there's a command I can use that'll do this for me in ImageMagick. Let me try to chat GPT this. Because heck if I want to learn ImageMagick. Okay, so I'm using ImageMagick. I have a vertically arranged sprite sheet. I think it's like 19 sprites in a column. Each sprite is currently 32 by 26. I want them to be 32 by 28 with 2 more transparent pixels on top of each sprite. What is the command to modify the sprite sheet? Okay. Yeah, see, this is why I didn't want to do any of this stuff. Input crop 26, repage, clears virtual canvas offsets, gravity north, background none, extend 32 by 28. This won't work. Yeah, this won't work. But I didn't know why repage. This at least points me in the direction of what I might want to do. Let me see what that does. Repage. Adjust canvas and offset information of the image. Use plus repage to completely remove or reset the virtual canvas metadata. Like, I don't think this command would be correct. By the way, before I mess this stuff up, let's save this as like semi-working. I'll just put this in temp. Yeah, delete that now. I mean, I'll try running this command, but we just won't run it exactly how it's giving it to me. I'll change it to this, and we'll call it modified. Because I don't think this is enough to get this to work. Wait, is that? Did that actually work? Okay, I thought that was the wrong command. I think it did work. Wow. Is that correct? Or did it just open up the same? I think it opened up the same graphic I already had. Because it was the same name. No, I can't tell. Well, how tall is this? 560 pixels. And how big is this one? Should be 38 pixels smaller, I think. 520. 40 pixels. Are there 20 graphics? Oh, maybe I was just wrong about the number. What is this set to? Yeah, because it starts at 0. So there are 20. So this is correct. Wow. Good job, AI. So I should be able to use this as the correct graphic now. So we delete these. And we just delete the modified from these. And now, oh yeah, now it's broken because we don't have the right height. So this should be 28. And now I think everything's fixed. Oh man, that would be great. So let's look at the sprite first. No, that's wrong. No, it should be 30. Wait, but that can't be right. No, I've messed something up. It's 560 pixels divided by 20. Yeah, it should be 28. Why didn't that look right? Oh, I never tried 28, did I? Maybe I did. Starting Y would need to change to? Yes, you're correct. Yeah. And AI is even trying to do that for me here. Although for some reason I can't press tab to accept it. Yeah. This should be +8. It should be +10. Yep. Come on, keep making the changes for me. I don't want to do this. $308. Yep, yep, yep. Keep adding 28 to this stuff. $392, $420, $448. Come on. I just need to work our way up to $560. There. Okay, now we run this again, and now nothing should hopefully move. He jumped upward. But why? Shouldn't the sprite be higher up in this thing? Still got 4 pixels at the top. Let me close all of these tabs. Yeah, what happened here? We're now doing 20, what is it? 26, 32 by 28. No, I added them to the bottom. I wanted them added to the top. That AI command was wrong, but only slightly wrong. We want gravity to be south, I think. Yeah. Okay. So I got to rerun this, but with the original graphic, which I put into temp. So that's easy to pull back here. What was it called? And drink, ending adventure. There it is. Yeah, that one. Let's put this back over here. Then delete that. Save that as the original. Run the command again, but with gravity south. And now, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I saved it as modified. If I'm not mistaken, we should have extra pixels on top. We might need to close this and reopen it. Did it work? Is that 6 pixels? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Okay. Nothing else would need to change here. Yeah. I'm very impressed by ImageMagick. I'm also pretty impressed by ChatGPT there. That's pretty good. Still jumping. Is it because I didn't load Godot? Yeah, I think so. Okay, that was my bad. That was not a worthwhile test. I hadn't done anything. Now it did something. Because the import was wrong. Oh my god, look at that. It's beautiful. It's flawless. I think it's flawless. I don't want to super nitpick here. I think this is good enough, but let's just look at it one more time. So when they throw the potion, what's happening is this graphic is changing completely. But as long as it doesn't look super obvious. Yeah. I don't think so. I think it's good. Ooh. Ooh. I'm going to give Toulouse a point for a few different things that I'm not going to explain. Hey, Appleseed. All right. Potion doesn't land where it should. I think it does, right? There was nothing unusual about that. I don't think anything looks strange here. No, it did kind of look strange. Wait, it looked like it rotated. Did it? Going frame by frame is annoying. Yeah, wait, it did. Oh, it's because two things exist at once. I need that to disappear on the exact frame that it lands, I think. Where does that take place? Display antidote and held antidote. Yeah, like right around here. These should be swapping on... What's going on? Oh, wait, no, that one's fine, probably. Oh, I don't know how that's not a problem. And interesting. Okay, well, that's... Hey, Sarah. Will there be achievements for anyone who's a pixel hunter? Spotted the incorrect potion. The sun just suddenly changed position in the sky. Please no. So right here, we got to change the visibility of something. What is it? The held antidote right there. Its visibility goes off way over there, though. Yeah, this is just like way too many frames in the wrong spot. Oh, wait, but that potion doesn't exist over here yet, right? This would be in like a totally different, like facing down sort of thing. I see. So on this frame, whenever this is 10.5666, there, that should fix that problem. Oh, man. It does rotate. But what might be happening here, what might be happening is the graphic itself is getting inverted. Did I do that? I might have done that. So here, the light pixel is on the, the light pixel is on the left side. And in the video, could look like the liquid's sloshing around. So there, light pixel's on the left side. Then the light pixel transitions to being on the right side. Yeah, the reason why is because I inverted that whole graphic. Crows, thanks for the resub. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I inverted this. So I need to like uninvert the potion. Or and really hope people don't notice this. Or I invert it before it reaches the adventurer. So when it's over here on the stand, instead of the light pixel being on the left side, we put it on the right side. And yeah, I hope nobody notices that. That's smart, right? This is not smart. We should just invert it in the graphic. Haven't been active in a long time. What's cooking? We've been working on the end cutscene. I can show you in a second. But first I need to figure out what we're doing about this. Make it do a 360. Oh yeah, like it rotates in the air. Let me just see. How hard is it? What other pixels make this not symmetrical? I think it's just this, and then this row, maybe? Yeah, because there's like a lighter pixel there. No, but also the ones on the bottom. Yeah, we need to invert everything. There's probably an image magic command to do that. I think it's easier in this case to just invert the potion on the stand, which will make it look slightly out of place for those people watching very closely. But for everyone not watching very closely, they'll never notice a thing. So we just need to figure out how to flip this. Offset, flip, done. And now no one should notice anything. Not a single thing. Thought bubble, what is that doing there? Oh, that can be deleted. So display antidote has been flipped. We have another antidote in here somewhere. Held antidote. Held antidote should also be flipped, right? Yeah, now no one will notice. And the bottle cap? I don't know what you mean by and the bottle cap. This is now too far to the left. It looks great. It looks so perfect. It's amazing. has like, oh yeah. I just ended up flipping it, so it doesn't matter. I was thinking what the reason I needed to inspect all the pixels, and you're correct. Yes, these wouldn't be symmetrical. The reason I wanted to inspect these is because if I wanted to change all of the individual sprites in here, I would need to figure out which set. So if it was just one pixel, for example, I could just go in, draw that yellow, draw that one white, draw that yellow, draw that one white, but it's not that simple. So I instead inverted the potion. But now that it's inverted, it looks slightly off over. Oh, that's not right. Why is that floating in midair? Oh, because of this. I need this to be at the beginning. Oh, they're going backwards now. That's not what I wanted. What? Just reset. There. Okay, this should be 1 pixel to the side. Yeah, done. Okay, yeah. So check this out, Crows. We got our ending cutscene. I'll just let it play from start to finish. There are still some polish things that need to be done. We don't have sound or music yet. That potion does look a little bit off. If only I hadn't inverted everything. That looks pretty good. Yeah. All right, and that's it. Ending cutscene. They'll just have a bunch of polish to do. This is turning out pretty well. Hey, Matt. It's great. I like it. Yeah, I think it's turning out pretty well. All right, so this changed very slightly. I've committed a lot of programming sins here. Not really programming, I guess, but fix positioning of adventurer and potion. I think that's all we did. Why'd all these things change? Looks really funny and good. Thanks, Sully. Yeah. I think it just moved in the scene. I don't think there's anything. Layout mode changed. Oh, this is with me not leaving on the reset. I don't like this. I don't like that you have to do this. If you have it on start scene or you have it on reset, it's going to do different things. In fact, it just changed this, which is a problem. I wonder if I broke that anywhere else. Oh, who knows? Okay, so I did some trickery here that players could notice. The adventurer drinking the potion has their graphic inverted. So I needed to invert the potion when it's on the stand as well. This makes the light look like it's coming from a different direction. Oh, you know what we can do? We can invert all the other potions too. Yeah, we can invert every single one of these. So now it just looks like the sun's in a different part of the sky, right? We click that, and there should be one more. Where's the other one? Oh, this is just not expanded. That one. Yeah, so we invert all of these and then change their offsets. Then no one will know. Genius. We just need to center these potions again. Yeah. Will know. No, you won't. Use my Men in Black memory wiping device. Also, hi, Oakleys. Okay, so this commit is full of trickery. For one, we need the adventurer drinking the potion to align with where they're originally standing. I just added transparent pixels to each sprite to make this work. That way the life bar doesn't move relative to the sprite. also, since the drinking graphic is inverted, I had to invert all of the potions so that they don't change. So they, yeah, I had to invert the antidote so that it doesn't look like it changes in when being thrown. However, then the other potions will look like they're inverted. So I inverted them too. All right. Whoa, lot of bad things happening there. Okay, next up, we should probably zoom in slightly for the anxiety part and then zoom out afterward. This I wasn't sold on. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. At least not for now. So there should be some indication this is a cutscene, but it shouldn't be that vignette effect. We should letterbox this. So if we wanted to letterbox this, this would be pretty simple because we could just add some screen cover. But we could do like letterbox top, and set this to be anchored at the top of the screen. And then just give it a height. It doesn't have a size, does it? No. Oh, wait, I want it to be a percentage though, don't I? Wonder how you do that. Well, first let's turn that off. And then let's figure out how to give this a size. I truly don't know how you do this. Yeah. I know I can set it here. I can set it to like 50 pixels or something, and that's kind of what I want, but I want it to be a percentage of the screen. Oh, maybe you set this to custom? Yeah, that's probably what you do. Set this to custom and then set anchor offsets. Well, this is still in terms of pixels though, right? Oh yeah, because I'm modifying pixels. We got to modify this. Aha, perfect. Okay, great. So what percentage of the screen, how do people letterbox on a TV? What's the question I'm trying to ask? Letterboxing. Hobby. What? Where's the not hobby? Is it not called letterboxing? Film. Here it is. Practice of transferring film shot in a widescreen aspect ratio. Right. I mean, it doesn't really matter. We just need to give the idea that you're watching a video. So maybe 0.05. And then we make letterbox bottom. And we set this to this one. And then now it should show up at the bottom. Yep. And then we change its layout to be custom and set the top to this minus 0.05. Okay, so there are letterboxes. Those should be the same size. Now if we just run the scene, we should see black bars at the bottom and top. Samurai Jack style cutscene. Yeah, really any sort of cinematic looking cutscene. Yeah, that's pretty decent, right? Should we... Oh, and it kind of hides a flag. So what Toulouse was talking about won't even show anymore. Wonderful. Oh, you know what's funny? There's 1 pixel at the bottom of the window showing still. All right, the text is... Nah, it doesn't really work, huh? We need the letterboxing to show up on top of the text. So move these down in the scene. Done. And then make it so that we can't see that transparent pixel at the bottom. So set the bottom of this to like 1.01. So now it extends beyond the bottom of the screen. You can see that line in the middle there is the screen. And it's going beyond that. That shouldn't be a problem at the top of the window, but if it is, we can just also make that same thing happen there. And set this to negative 0.01. Yeah. There. So does someone with a better kind of eye for this, can they tell me, should I make these bars bigger, smaller? Is it clear to players this would be a cutscene? Because this is a pretty minor effect. Also, it's very cheap for me to change the size of it. It's not like moving all those pixels around with a potion. It's a little thin. Okay, I can expand that. Does it animate in as the scene starts? We could do that. Slightly narrower? So Sorrow said it's a little thin, and so Very Sour says a little bit thick. And yeah, we could have these letterboxes expand when you start the scene. So I could add, sorry, I mean, they should be larger. Oh yeah, okay, gotcha. Okay. All right, so let's take letterbox top. I want to change, what is this even called? I want to change the bottom anchor point. Letterbox top, bottom anchor. So when the scene starts, let's start this here, insert key. This should just be at 0. Yeah. So, and then let's insert another key. I think over the course of like a second and a half, it can fade in. So we just start that at 0 and we're done. So we should see this grow. Yeah. And then you said it's a little too thin and probably 1.5 times. So times 1.5, done. Okay, and then same thing over here, property, letterbox bottom, but this one's going to be the anchor top. And we want this to be at 0. And then this to be at, let's just make it exactly 1.5. And then same thing here, 1.5. And then this 2.5. Okay, let's try that. Nope, nope, didn't even press the key. I think that should happen a little bit faster. It looks a little goofy. Maybe we make it take only 1 second for that to happen. So we line it up to here. And maybe make it ease in. That still looks a little bit doofy. Whoop, don't want to quit everything. Why does this not look the way I want it to look? I think I need to set these to cubic. It's not really what I wanted. Maybe ease out. Yeah, that looked pretty good. Now it's going to cut off the text though. But I can change that. And you're not really supposed to read all the text, but I don't want it to be totally truncated. So yeah, they start to walk away, slow-mo, and then we'll take a picture right when it's got everything on the screen. There. Okay, so one's getting cut off. That one, that one, that one, that one. So just those 4 on the borders. And these should be the same ratio for everyone, so it shouldn't matter your screen size. Those same 4 would get cut off all over the place. All right, so the one that says no one got me an antidote. Where is that? Oh, they just show on the screen. Yeah, so it's here. So we just bump this down a little bit. Done. Then the other one's over here. Yep, we can see where that's going wrong. This fits on the screen though otherwise, right? Oops, where'd that go? Yeah. Let's move that there maybe. Okay, so that's 2 of them that we've done. Now there's the other one. And where's the last one? Was it that one? Yeah, it is that one. Put that over there. All right, now I don't know if they're gonna... Oh wait, we should be able to just see them all on the screen at once, right? Because I can do... this. Cool. All right, any collisions, any truncations? Those are kind of close. Why is it such a large label? This doesn't need to be that large. Does it have a size set? Yeah, can we just delete that? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's pretty good. Actually, if we do make the letterboxing take a little bit longer to come in, then it might be even more obvious that you're in a cutscene. Otherwise, it's happening pretty fast for people. So maybe we have it take about 2 seconds. Yeah. Oh yeah, the bottle disappears. I didn't even notice that until now. Hey, welcome in. Bottle disappears. Anything else that looks funky? This is so cool. Okay, that was pretty fast. The zoom in is pretty fast. So the bottle disappears. Did I write that anywhere? Nope. The bottle disappears after the adventurer drinks from it. I think they should just leave it on the ground as an insult. I create games using GDevelop. What do you think about it? I've never heard of GDevelop, but if you're happy creating games, I think that's great. I think all your engine should do is it should allow you to make the game you want to make without much hassle. Now, without much hassle could be up for argument. Like if you're using Unreal, you could make some pretty powerful games, but you have a lot to learn. I don't think the learning part is the hassle. Which means you shouldn't be fighting your engine. So yeah, if it's working for you, it's working for you. And if not, then yeah, you can seek something else out or make your own engine if you need to. So this is done. But then there was one other thing I mentioned there. Oh yeah, like the camera zooming is a little too fast. The camera zooms in a little bit too quickly. Also zooms in a way I don't really like. So this set battle idle for what, intro main character? I don't even want that to be modified. Intro main character. Yeah, that should not be modified. Let's close out of that. What else changed? Outro adventurer. Interesting. That should have been already modified a while ago. Strange. I guess let's check that in though. Outro antidote. Add in letterboxing. Outro skeleton changed every single texture. Okay, fine. Apply automatic Godot formatting, I guess. And then for this, we're going to say add letterboxing. Okay, so bottle currently disappears. We have a graphic for it that I don't think I ever put in here. Yeah, empty bottle, no cork. All right, so we put that into the outro. And then we probably need to invert this. Not the graphic itself, that could stay fine. But yeah, the light is on the left side. We need the light to be on the right side. So I'll invert the graphic once it's in the game. Oh, and then the letterboxes, you know, it'd be nice to just turn these off. I guess it doesn't really matter. All right, so where's this take place? Somewhere there's going to be, yeah, like right around there. Then you drink it, and then the bottle disappears. So let's add in a sprite 2D. This goes up here. Empty bottle. Put this behind the coins. Okay. Empty bottle graphic is going to be this. We invert it. And then we position it down here. Now we need to get the exact positioning correct. I think we have an easy way to do this. We just put you into the drink potion thing at the very end of it, and then just align it with that. Done. then put you back to wherever you were. Which I don't know what you were even in. Probably just click the reset thing and it should be fine. Now that empty bottle should only show up when you are done drinking. This is much harder to figure out. So you throw this over here, we play the drink potion animation, glug, 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 and then somewhere over here it's going to show itself. So empty bottle visible. We set this to true. And then we set his reset back to false. Yeah, perfect. All right, so the timing is going to be like way off. I don't know. We just move it. What laptop am I using? I'm not using a laptop. I'm using a Mac M2 Ultra. Or a Mac Studio, sorry, M2 Ultra. Should work. Yeah. All right, so there's a 95% chance that the timing of this is wrong. So let's see. Okay, it actually wasn't too bad. But it does look like it moves a little bit. That's going to kind of be a problem. Drink potion. Put that over here. Get into whatever that is. Is this showing? What's going on right now? Yeah, so they look like they're aligned, but they aren't really. But they're very close, I think. And yeah, when this shows up is not totally correct. Let's see if I can find this. Yeah, so it was... Oh, I know when we have to do this. It's right after we change our animation to walking left. Oh, that should be easy. All right, so what do we change it to walking left? It's one of those. There it is, right there. It is at 17.3667. There, that should do it. It might look a little bit weird. It might move by like half a pixel. I'm almost inclined to say let's just ignore it, but we should probably try to figure that out. Yeah. Final Fantasy beds are one of my favorite use of creative layering. I haven't read about those. Okay, this is looking good. Add empty bottle to the scene. It was seemingly disappearing before this since we changed the adventurers, since it only existed in the adventurers animation. Whoop, cannot check in everything. Just those. All right, camera zooms in a little bit too quickly. That we do through code. And we could just increase how long it takes to do that. Zoom in. Tween duration is 1.4. Yes, that's a little bit too fast. Let's make it 2 seconds. So we're adding 0.6 seconds, which means we need to start it sooner or make everything take longer. So 0.6 seconds. Got to remember that. Where's the zoom in happen? Did I just move something? No. Zoom in. There it is. Zoom in is there. So now it's going to take 0.6 seconds longer. So anything after this. What is this? Play rage. Oh, that's afterward. Yeah. All right. So if I do that and that. Yeah. So I just take all of these and I move them by 0.6. How do I tell what they're set to right now? I guess we could, this is kind of lined up with 30 point, oh no, it says right there, 30.5. So we just need to go to 31.1. That's good, cool. I didn't do it exactly. Doesn't technically need to be exact. It just needs to feel good. A blanket is just another layer. So when you walk in the bed, it looks like you're laying under the blanket instead of changing sprites. Kind of just walk into the bed. Yeah. Yeah, we did something kind of interesting for this game. When you're in bed, the character sprite changes to have a blanket around them. So when they get out of bed, we just delete that part of their sprite, essentially. Okay. All we're looking at is the camera zoom in shouldn't be so abrupt. So they throw you a coin. Cool. Keep the change. Then it zooms in and it's just not as crazy. Yeah, perfect. It would have been kind of nice if that entire scene had worked out such that the bottle wasn't there on the screen at the same time. There are some ways we could potentially fix that. Like we could, you know what we could do? So, okay. Game logic is stuff on the ground disappears. So we could just have the bottle disappear. It doesn't have to be permanent. But it's also not such a big deal that it's there in the end. Yeah, I'll just leave it for now. Slow down. Camera, zoom in. Okay. All right, let's push everything I've done. The nice thing about streaming this stuff is that you've already kind of got a backup as soon as you do it. In terms of like if there were any magic numbers you had, you'd be able to just type them in again. But obviously I don't want to have to do that, so now we've pushed. All right, it's past noon. I also skipped a break. So I think I'm going to go take my lunch break. And then this afternoon we can just focus on, well, all of this stuff. I think it'll take most of the afternoon to do. And audio is no small feat. We need footstep sounds. We need like potion drinking sounds. We need the coin hitting the adventurer. Pretty much every single thing that you would see, we need a sound for. As far as music goes, we have a couple of options. We either just use some like other track that I've already made, or I make a custom track for this. I think it'd be a mistake to make a custom track for the end cutscene because it's only 30 seconds of the game. Yeah. So use a track I already made. Yeah, at least for now. Sounds for coin hitting the adventurer. Maybe even flinging the coin. Slowing down for the anxiety subscene. All right, but yeah, that's it for now. I'm going to go take my break. I'll be back by about 1 o'clock, maybe slightly later. So thank you all for watching so far. I know this is not the most exciting stream and that we're really belaboring some of these points, but it's starting to look good. And take care. I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.